Okay, I think we're good. So tonight we're doing something different. We're going to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, the new edition, as your kids play. But we're going to use the supplement called 5th edition or 5e hardcore mode, which is basically a rule supplement by. I probably should have this ready before I did this.
Hank Renfernell, Runehammer.
Oh, from Runehammer, yeah. So, this is basically a way to make 5e a little more kind of hardcore. So we're going to try, and we're going to see how it goes. You can get this on Drive-Thru RPG. It's like $4 or something, and it's like 20 some odd pages. And it does come with an adventure, and we're going to run it. It's called Jar of Flies. So as the adventure begins, you guys are, you're 4th level. So, in 5th edition, that means you've been adventuring for like 5 minutes, right? Sorry. So you've been adventuring together for a little while, and you were crossing the Northern Sea for whatever reason. Maybe you get to another adventure site, maybe just find a new land, maybe you've looted everything that you could possibly have looted where you were before. But that doesn't really matter now because the ship was taking water pretty heavily after being struck by a lightning bolt. It is actually not a magical lightning bolt, at least not that you know of. It is now sinking off the shore as you kind of crawl your way onto the beach. It is pouring rain, freezing cold as you kind of pull yourselves out of the water, collecting yourselves and what's around you. So as the lightning kind of flashes in the sky, you can see off to one side, kind of up on a high cliff, you see what looks to be some kind of manor house. The lightning flashes again, and you look off, and you can see kind of off a little bit this way the shapes maybe of a village, and it looks like there might be some some humanoid forms coming towards you in the rain. Maybe to rescue you. Who knows? You never can tell. So let's intro our characters and let's see what we can do. Let's go with Tony first.
The man standing there, very stocky, about 5'9", but very stocky and well muscled and built, is wearing this kind of brownish and green studded leather armor, except it's made out of some type of, looks like oak bark or some type of hardwood bark around him. He has this long flowing blonde hair and a very thick beard and mustache. But one of the most noticeable things about him is this wooden staff he carries. It's probably 6 feet long, and the top of it is a wood-mounted stag's head that is carved and made out of wood. And he's standing there looking at the storms that has caused their shipwreck. Nature will do things most unexpected when you least expect it, of course. I am playing Brucus, the druid.
Brucus, the druid. Excellent. And I only see people's characters' names. So, Tamaril, the terrible.
Coming out of the ocean is this large half-orc woman. She pulls her wet hair back and she goes, "Hell yeah, that was awesome. We should do that again." Ha 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 ha. And she begins to pull, and she's pulling this like dead human corpse with her. She like pulls it up and grabs the short sword off of its side and throws the body down, taking the weapon for herself, begins to scouge around for any kind of material. She says, "This reminds me of when I was fighting in the great arena in Valkyrius. We had an aqua battle. It was amazing. 2 ships entered the arena full of contestants, and I managed to get to murder most of them." In the end, there was this whole thing where we were told to go ahead and kill our teammates too, because, entertainment for the audiences and everything. And she grabs this net and begins to pull it out of the ocean and sling it around her shoulder as she sees these figures coming up. And that is Tamaril the Terrible. the half-orc gladiator.
Excellent. Guys, if you haven't already, if you want to write your character's name, class, and AC in the chat for me, that'd be cool too. And while we're doing that, Gish.
So as all the rubble is washing up on the water, there's this clump of what looks to be like a cloak and rags and things like that floating in the water as Gesh swims under the water right up until the point where he's basically almost on his belly, and he pushes himself up out of the surf and he stands black scales, about 7 feet tall, average for his specimen. And he walks forward, he's soaking wet, and you can see he clutches around his body looking for his accoutrements. And he looks over his shoulder, and as he walks over near Brucus and Timirol and the others, he just kind of looks and shivers a little bit, and he's like, "This one has lost his pack in the water. This one is cold, and this one is hungry." And clutches his stuff, his cloak around him a little bit more, and he's like, "This one wishes to eat." And that is the large and strange warlock known as Gesh.
Excellent. And let's see. We removed on me. Go. I know this is Young's character. Young.
You see a heavily bearded man with a fierce, manic stare, wringing water out of his brown poncho. Andrew Pontiff Manuel Salvage III was once a well-regarded heir to his family fortune until one day he suffered a terrible injury to his forehead in a carriage accident 10 years ago. Since then, Andrew's temperament grew truculent. He was shortly disinherited from his birthright after wrestling the chairman of the local Chamber of Commerce onto the ground over a simple misunderstanding. Andrew left his hometown 4 years ago in search of risky and reckless adventures, and somehow managed to survive. He has since gained the moniker Poncho Man Handy Salvage for his affinity for wearing ponchos and for being handy in salvaging treasures. You find him shouting to himself, "Oh yeah, we survived the shipwreck, oh yeah. This is hardcore, man. Oh yeah, we swam to the shore in a shark-infested water like a real champion swimmers, yeah. Once again, Poncho Man Handy Salvage has cheated death, yeah." And that's my character.
Excellent. And finally, last but not least, our Dwarven Lady.
You see a short, strangely pigtailed for a dwarf come out of the water, muttering, "And this is why I hate boats." She walks with a slight limp. Due to a misguided attempt at a high-altitude adventure, she is missing a few toes after frostbite. Hence, she is not the most dexterous adventurer. But she does her best to help others and serve her god Tyr, even if it means having to board the occasional boat. And I am playing Kima, the dwarf cleric.
Excellent. So yes, you guys all see maybe a bit in the distance. Some figures. They seem to be. I mean, maybe it's because of the heavy rain, or the beach is kind of thick sand, but they seem to be moving in kind of a slouchy, kind of draggy way as they're coming toward you. There's about half dozen of them kind of approaching. You can't really make them out that too well from this distance because of the pouring rain between you.
Tamriel takes. She has a hand axe in one of her hands right now. She kind of spins it, and the other hand she has a short sword, and she walks over towards Salvage as she's seeing these figures approach and everything, and she says, Hey, Salvage, have you ever considered time in the gladiatorial arena? I think you'd be a great crowd pleaser.
I think you've been all mistaken, my friend. I've never been in the gladiatorial arena. I always adventure for the excitement, and getting the treasure is what I do. You know this. You know this because I traveled with you for the past 3 years.
It's true. But I'm just saying you would make a great entertainment for the crowd.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, man.
What's the physical description on these figures again?
They seem to be, like average size for a human, like between 5.5, 6 feet tall. They're probably cloaked or something. It's hard to say because they're kind of big blobs coming towards you, and they seem to be limping slowly towards you. I mean, it's hard to see unless you want to get closer to them. They are moving closer to you. You could obviously wait there. The waves are kind of licking up at your feet.
Limping. Maybe they're also the victims of frostbite.
Yes, that's how these things always turn out, Cleric. It's always someone nice that's heading towards us, and the fight never occurs.
The lightning fires, and you see kind of off behind these humanoids coming towards you. You see the shape of a village, and again, off to kind of to the, if you wanted to skirt the other direction, you see this kind of like cliff section that you definitely need to climb if you want to go up there. And there's a large like mansion sitting up there, like a very large mansion house.
Are they close enough to, like, if you yell out at them, they could probably hear us?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. They're like maybe 60 feet away or something, not that far away.
Brucus yells out, "Ho, hardy people, have you come to help us? We have been shipwrecked."
They stop moving, and they don't respond.
Can we see faces or nothing yet, or not?
No, you'd see shadow and rain pelting down over these figures.
I have a question.
Yep.
For warlocks,
Mhm.
we have something called Eldritch Invocations, which are not really spells, even though they kind of are spells. Does the spell casting affect those? So what it is, I've got two: Devil's Sight and Armor of Shadows. And basically, Devil's Sight lets me see in the dark perfectly normal, and Armor of Shadows I can cast at will.
Right. Well, if it's something you have to cast, then I would say you can just cast it once.
Okay.
But I'll say you won't have to roll for it. If it's something that's permanently on, then it will just like if.
No, it's not permanently on, but it's basically mage armor that's made out of shadows that I can cast at will. So yeah. I just wanted to double check that. Okay, one time.
So it's like a cantrip basically. So I would say
I don't want to burn it then.
Yeah, the other thing is the other thing on all the time that you can always see in the dark.
I'm looking for that.
Or if you turn it on,
I'm pretty sure that it's always on.
I would say
Devil's Sight is always on.
Yeah, I would say if it's something that's always on, then it's always on. Okay, if it's something you have to invoke, then you can just use it one time.
So in that case, Devil's Sight, I can see it normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120 feet. So
So you see, they stop. You would probably notice that they're kind of narrow is a good way to say it. It's kind of, you see these, like, you can't see them because they get the hoods kind of cover their faces, but they are kind of narrow until they get down to the hips, and then they get some nice hips on them.
Okay. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, do we get an uneasy feeling? I mean, anything uneasy about them at this point?
I mean, they're staring at you in the pouring rain.
So Gesh would lean forward as after Brucus calls out, and you'll notice that his eyes are kind of this yellowish green, almost incandescent, but not quite. And he just leans forward, like over your shoulder, and he's like, "This one can see in the dark. Those are men, but they are shaped funny."
No, I'm not for sure they were living men, though.
You see Handy turn to Gesh, and he says, Gesh, man, don't even think about eating them, man. Man, these people want to help us, yeah. They see Poncho Man, champion swimmer Handy Salvage, and think here, we have to help the most important person that's come ashore on this beach, yeah.
As you're kind of saying this, and talking, everybody's kind of paying attention to you or ignoring you, who knows? But they're not paying attention to you. Kind of look around. All of a sudden, everybody looks around. You can see that coming out from the water, you see more of these shapes. There's 8 more coming out of the water. They all kind of look the same, and these ones are a little bit closer. They seem to have come from the water themselves.
How close are they?
These guys are like maybe 20 feet back.
The ones behind us, and they actually come out of the water themselves.
Yeah, well, they're like waist deep in the water right now, and they're about 20 feet behind you, and they're kind of like spread out in like an arc behind you, and they seem to be moving forward.
All right. Would I know by looking at which group I would think would be more confined to a 20-foot square? The ones in front of us or the ones behind us?
In front, probably. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the ones in front of us. Then I'm going to I want to cast a spell on them.
All right. Yeah, let's roll initiative. So it's side initiative in this. Since you have making the first move, Tony, I'll have you roll initiative for the team. D6, best side wins. They got a 4.
3.
All right. So you're looking at them. You're kind of like, oh, this is really making me feel uneasy. I'm going to cast a spell, and probably just as that's starting to cross your mind, these things just charge very quickly towards you, and you hear this sound like, and they kind of this converge on you all. And there's, we'll say 2 each. There's 5 of you, right? So I'm just gonna say there's 10 to make my life easy. The 10 will get to the first round. So the way this works is if you're being attacked by more than one creature, it just gets basically you're each gonna get attacked by 2 creatures. They will get a +1 to their hit and +1 to damage, but just 1 roll. So let's see. I'm just gonna go down my line here. Kimma. Ooh, that's 19, so that's gonna hit you. Marcus. 11 will miss. No, 11 hits you, exactly. Gish, 10, 11, 12 misses. Tamriel, 4 misses. Poncho Man, 21 hits. Okay. So did everybody get hit except for Gish? Yeah, okay. So their damage is a d6. So Kimma, you're going to take 6.
Okay.
Ruckus, you'll take 6. Tamriel, you'll take 6. Well, that's 3 5s in a row. I wish I was rolling stats. Poncho Man.
Right.
Oh my God, another one. Poncho Man, you'll also take 6. I rolled 4 5s in a row. Who didn't get hit?
Me.
Tamriel
Gesh.
and Gesh. Neither of us got hit.
Oh, that's right. Both of you got missed. Okay, sorry. So then you do not take damage. Thank you. I'll probably just roll damage at the same time next time. Okay, boom. It's your turn. You can decide in whatever order you want to go, but I know Tony was moving to do something, so I think your character would probably go first. What are you doing now?
Yeah, I can't do it now with them on top of us.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do something else? Well, you can still come back to you. I'm just going to go down the line. Gesh.
So these guys ran right up on us.
Yep.
So is there anybody behind them that is a ally?
They have encircled you.
Okay. So if I wanted
They're
to
not splitting you off. They've got you in a circle.
So if
So
I
the
wanted
answer
to
would be
use my breath weapon, I could do it without blowing it on my cohorts here.
Seems fair. Yeah.
Okay, then the first thing Gesh does is they run in is he freaks out because he sees come running in making that noise, and you see Gesh chest puff up, and then he just leans forward with his hands out this way, and you see this greenish poison spray just discharge from his mouth and try to coat as many of these things in front of him as he can.
Okay.
I'm thinking I can, because if they're right there, based on the way the cone works, I can probably get 1, maybe 2. That's going to kind of be up to you.
Okay.
If they were further back, I could.
They make a saving throw. Is that the mechanic?
Yeah, they make a saving throw, and if they make it, it does 2d6 if they fail, and half that if they pass.
Okay.
And it's a Constitution. No, sorry. They make a saving throw versus my DC, which is only 9 because of my Constitution. So their target is their DC for their save is 9. So
Well, it'll be 10 just because that's what it always is.
Okay. So it's 10.
And this, just to keep life simple, so that works to your advantage now, but it might work to disadvantage if you had a high con, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll say you can get 2. I mean, they're charging on you, so we'll give
Okay.
you 2 because I'm nice.
There
All
you
right,
go.
so I'm just gonna roll 1 save for them though. 7, they fail.
Fuck yes.
Okay.
All right, so each one takes 2d6 then. Or
Awesome.
Yep.
all right, so the first one takes 7, and the second one takes 8.
8. Okay. Perfect. I actually think I did that wrong by his rules, but that's okay. For now, we're gonna do it. I just remembered he has a thing for this, but it's okay. We'll
Okay.
do that next time.
All right.
Okay. does not kill either one, but they are both grievously injured.
Nice.
Handy.
Yes, sir. He
What you want
says,
to do?
Gosh, man, they just ripped my poncho, man. I just changed my mind. Oh, yeah. You should eat them all. Oh, yeah. And then he charges at the nearest one and slashes at him.
Go for it.
And with a roll of 9, he hits armor class 11.
11 hits.
Cool.
Nice.
Is the creature within 5 feet of one of my fellows?
Yes.
Nice.
Sneak attack.
Man, I get to do sneak
I
attack.
don't know how that's a sneak attack, but okay.
What does a normal short sword do? It's 1d6. Okay.
Yes.
3d6. Crazy. And he does 9 points of damage.
Excellent. That almost takes one out. Oh, by the way, for the horde stuff, guys, if you're being attacked by multiple creatures and you happen to kill one, then I'll just spill the damage over. But you didn't kill it, so just so you know. Okay, those are the 2 that are. Sorry. Demaril, the terrible.
So this thing charges at Tamriel, and she goes, "Oh hell yeah! This is just like the Battle of Grey Door back in Sistalon." And as it approaches her, she slams her axe into its stomach and stabs it in the face with a 25 for 6 points of damage.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, good on. Yep, that deeply cuts into the creature. It does not die. Okay, so hold on. Did I skip somebody? The cleric. How to get to the
Yes.
end without doing the cleric? Where are you? Oh, you guys are moving around on me for some reason. Kimma.
So the battlefield is we are encircled and there's nobody left in the water, or are there still some in the water?
There's more coming from the water. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast, because why not? Control water whirlpool
Oh shit. Yes.
in the water.
That's so sweet.
Okay. How does that work?
Okay, it's a kind of a long thing. So requires a body of water at least 50 feet square. Oh, but it's not 25 feet deep, is it?
Not where you are. I mean, it's probably about 3 feet deep.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it might not be working right there.
But it says any creature or object within 25 feet of the vortex is pulled 10 feet toward it. So I could put it behind them in the deeper water. Yes?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can do that.
Yes.
So yeah.
Because you're so nice. You'll let me do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ocean. It drops off quickly. You need to roll a casting roll to make sure it casts, of course.
Okay. That's just a D20, right?
Yep, a D20. You're trying to get a 10. You can use
Okay.
your wisdom or whatever your wisdom mod.
Yep, wisdom. 12 plus 3 is 15.
All right, it goes off. So what
All
happens
right.
to these people? They just get sucked into it?
It says any creature or object in the water and within 25 feet is pulled 10 feet. You can swim away by making a strength check against the spell save DC.
Okay, that's always going to be 10.
If it starts its turn there or enters the vortex, it can make a strength saving throw or take 2d8 bludgeoning damage. So
Oh,
if
wow.
it gets sucked
Okay,
in,
awesome.
it'll take 2d8. Yep. So right now they're just being sucked towards the vortex. Those that are in the water.
Well, if they fail their
If they
save.
fail their their
Tries
strength.
to- All right, so the water starts to turn up behind them, and the couple that are still in the water. Again, I'm just gonna make one save. Oh, they rolled an 18. So I mean, they're fishy apparently, and you can actually smell the stink of fish on them as they're up on you now. So they're just like, oh, this is nice, and they're swimming around, unaffected by your incredibly powerful spell. And finally, back around to the druid. What would you like to do?
Yeah, Brucus is going to, being struck by one of these and hurt fairly bad, he's going to take his staff and stab down into the sand, and he's going to go, oh yeah, Rudolph, I need your help now. And the eyes of the stags start glowing real green and everything, and I'm going to cast Bark Skin on myself.
Oh, nice. Okay. So
And did we add proficiency or just the wisdom mod?
wisdom.
Just wisdom? Yeah, I'll have a 12 then.
Okay, that's enough. You just need a 10. All right, so your armor goes, and you become more armored, I guess. That's what that does,
Yeah,
right?
all those bark or those oak pieces on his armor just start, you see them how they intensify on him.
Cool. Does that increase your armor class? Is that how that works?
It's a 16, yeah, AC 16
Oh, nice. Okay, perfect.
for up to 1 hour, unless I lose concentration on it.
Okay. I don't have to go worry about concentration. Let's keep things simple. I never liked that anyways. All right. I will say you can't have more than one concentration spell by a time, but we won't make you roll for concentration if you get hit by things. All right. That's the end of that round. Well, that was fast, actually. Oh, look at that. Okay. So I don't think you're supposed to roll every round in this. We're just going to keep going full back and forth. So it's their turn again. They're going to do the same thing. The first, go back to the names. At Kimma, they're going to attack because they're still alive.
Okay.
19, that hits you.
Oh,
I'll just roll
boy.
damage right away.
Oh no.
3 points.
Okay.
Barukas. That was a good move because they rolled a 15, so now they missed you with that 16 AC.
Man.
Yeah, 13 plus 2. Gish. 11 plus 2 misses. Tamiro. Okay, that's going to hit you with the 9. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. 21, so you take 5 points. And Poncho Man. 16, that hits you, so you take 5 points. These creatures, by the way, now you can kind of see because they're scratching at you. They've got these long, slender green arms, but with like nails that are like long and like almost like claw-like, but they're fingernails still. And their faces are like stretched out and almost fish-like. They're kind of narrow and stretched, but they're still like a human head. So yeah, they're pretty gross. Well, then again, maybe, I mean, I don't want to say it because we do have other species here, so maybe you guys are into that. So, all right, we'll back around. Just to keep me in order properly, I'm just going to go down the list this way instead of the other way I did it, if that's okay. Kimma, what you want to do?
Okay. So I have one on me then, right?
You have 2 on you.
2 on me.
Yeah, there's 2 on each of you, plus there's 2 in the water that just swam out of the vortex, but there's kind of, you guys are kind of all surrounded, so these 2 can't join the fight yet.
Okay. I'm going to take a swing with my warhammer, the one thing I managed to save from the boat. Not the one thing, but the heaviest thing.
Like a good dwarf.
Like a good dwarf, exactly. Ooh, that's a nice roll. That's a nice 17.
17, yep. That hits.
Okay.
Their AC is 11.
All right, and I will grab my warhammer with both hands and take a swing at one of the ones closest to me.
Yep.
Just trying to get my... There it is. So 5 points of damage.
Oh, nice. Okay. You smash into it. It's hurt, but still standing pretty well.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just rearranging my numbers because I moved you guys around now. Oh, no, that's actually right. Then we got Gash over here. And then this is Tamara. And then that's, yep. Okay, perfect. Now I'm in line again. All right. Again, if somebody wants to jump the initiative for a reason, then you can. I'm just doing this to keep myself organized. Brucus.
Brucus takes his staff, and the eyes were glowing red on the stag, but he says, "Now, Rudolph, it's your time to shine." is he lets out this laugh, and the eyes start turning green and glowing green. And you see this green gas come out and envelop one of these creatures. I'm casting poison spray, so it needs to make a con saving throw.
Okay.
Ooh, and max damage. If it fails, it takes 12 damage from it.
Oof. How much does it take if it passes? It rolled an 18.
If it passes, it don't take anything.
It doesn't even choke at it. It seems maybe immune. You would imagine.
Did you say we can go back to playing BX again?
See, you shouldn't have said you weren't excited about 5e. 5e now hates you. Okay. Guess.
All right. So I've got. I'm gonna.
This purple die is deadly. I'll switch dice. I don't want you to die in the first scene.
I'm gonna pull my 2 daggers and go after the one in front of me that looks like he might be the most injured.
I mean, they're both very near death.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pick one then and go for it. I will strike, so I get a +4 to hit.
Nice.
I got an 11 on the die, so that's a 15.
That hits.
And let's see, yeah, +2 to damage. That's a D4 on the daggers on 5th edition, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So that's going to be 6.
Okay, so as noted, like I said, when they're in a horde like this, I'm going to carry over the damage. The first one had only 2 hit points, so it dies, and then the other 4 goes to the other one. They only had 3 hit points, so it dies. So you successfully slice through 2 of these things, and their green guts pour out on the ground in front of you.
Nice.
Maybe it looks tasty to you. You're not really sure. It's hard to say.
I'm going to say no. Sorry about that.
Real terrible.
Sorry about that.
See? We hear strange music. Temro.
Tamriel is going to try and kill another one that's on her.
Okay.
Since that's what she does best. But unfortunately, with a 10 to hit, she will flounder this time.
Yeah, they do kind of look like flounders or trout, maybe. And Poncho Man.
What does the formation look like? Are we still enclosed in a circle?
Yeah, you're basically in a circle. There's like a circle around you, and 2 of them just went down, but you see more moving in to fill that hole. So you're basically surrounded.
How far away are we from the cliff?
From the cliff,
Yeah.
few hundred yards.
Okay, I see. He's gonna.
The village is probably closer. In so much as that it's probably like about half the distance. It's also like inland where the creatures seem to be coming from the water.
I'm considering like doing a flip, using my acrobatic skill to get out of this, this position, and basically making a run towards the cliff. I'm wondering whether if that's possible.
Sure.
Okay.
So you want to? You want to like grab their shoulders and like whoop over their head?
Well, I mean, ideally, what I want to do is I want to like do a acrobatics and hop a vault over one of them and then stab him as I go behind them, and then make a run for it towards the wall or the cliff.
Well, I don't think that you can leap high enough to get over their heads, because the maximum leap you can do is based on your strength. That your athletics is like half your strength straight up, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or like
well, I mean, I'm just gonna do a flip over their head, but
right. So right, that means you're going up over their head, which means you got to jump over their head.
Yeah.
I don't think
Can't
so.
do. Okay.
I don't think you'd be able to go over their head. You could grab them and try to vault over them, but that's going to be trickier because you're grabbing them. I mean, you can certainly try it. Anything is possible.
Yeah, he's gonna do that. I mean, he's handy salvage.
All right. I mean,
okay. What do I got to roll?
Let's set some stakes here.
Okay.
So you're gonna grab their shoulders and jump over them. So we'll make it a 15 because that seems fair. You can add your because you have acrobatics, right? So you can add all that.
Yes.
Your roll. We'll make it a 15 to get over the top. If you do not make it, they're going to cut you in the groin. Just so
Okay.
you know. They're going to go.
Okay. It's expertise. I get to double my proficiency for that particular skill. So
Yep.
Here we go. With
Let's do
2
it.
hit points, it's definitely worth the gamble. And I do 15.
Yes.
He does it. And-
Like you just barely feel like just a brush against your underside as you go over the top.
Basically, as he does so, he goes like, "Yeah, man, it looks like you're all gonna be banding together and taking them down, tag team style. Oh yeah, but the main man's bleeding like a dam's burst open, man. I'm talking about going all the way up to the top, man. Yeah, I'm gonna climb up this like a champion." And then he's running towards the cliff.
Okay. As you stand there and say all that, 7 of them kill you. All right, yeah. So you leap over the head of one of these creatures, and it tries to grab you, but fails. They of course turn, and they're gonna try to chase you, but you're probably faster than they are. So actually, if I can talk. Yeah, 4 of them leave the circle and start to chase you. So that's good for other people. You think that you're probably faster than they are, at least as far as you can tell. So you're moving off. You guys can see in the combat that these 4 break off and start to chase the Poncho Man. You can probably notice too that there's out past the whirlpool. It's taken them longer to get here because they got to swim around the thing. You see like heads bobbing as they're swimming towards you. A lot of them. And it's their turn. So on Kemma, 12 misses you. On Barukas, oh, that time it hits 17. For 2 points. That's not too bad.
All right.
On Gish, 16 plus 2 is 18, so that hits you. Wow, Gish is getting slammed every time. Good thing you have a lot of hit points. 3 hit points. And finally, against our fighter.
I killed the ones on me, man.
That's right. No, yours are gone. No, you're right. They hadn't moved in yet. Nope, you are absolutely right. I'm sorry. You did not
I was supposed to say, damn.
those 2 are moving up on you, and they decided not to. So actually, the Poncho Man saved you. And they miss the fighter. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I had already moved them into the position to attack you, and then I realized, there's your space right there, empty space. Okay. Yeah, because you're number 4. Yep, good. So these guys, I moved the wrong ones, basically. These guys are here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I guess you're number... Because now, Punch Man's at the end. Okay. Yeah. These 4 left. How am I confusing myself here? You killed 2, right?
Yeah.
So there's 2 on each of the 3 of you that are remain. Yeah, so there's 6 total that are with you, I guess. Okay, so it's your turn. Back around to Kemma. You've got 2 of these guys on you.
Okay, I will say we might want to start thinking about getting out of here as I take a swing at the one I hit before. There's more coming in. No, probably not. 11?
11 hits.
11 hits. Oh, okay. 2-handed warhammer. 5 again.
5 kills it. All right.
Nice.
Drops. You smash the eel fishman in the head, and he drops dead. Lucas.
The 4 that are chasing after Handyman, he's on ahead of them though, like ahead of them. He's not like real close to him.
That's correct.
I'm going to take Rudolph, and I'm going to stab him in the sand, and his eyes start turning red again, and I'm going to go out. Handyman, you should not run so fast. You're not spry as you used to be, but let me stop what's chasing you. And I am going to see these vines and these excuse me, weeds and stuff all sprout up from the sand and reach, and I'm casting Entangle in that 20-foot
nice.
square to try to catch all 4 of them. So they have to make a strength saving throw or they're restrained.
All right, I'll do them in groups of 2. So the first 2 fail. Second 2 fail. Okay, yeah, 4 of them are getting caught in the leaves, and the thief is making good headway.
Yeah, and I want to start. I know that they can probably attack me, I guess, but I'm going to start heading towards a handyman, yelling at them to stop, that I can help them when I get there.
Yeah, no, you can move. There's no opportunity attacks, so.
All right, yeah, I'm going to start moving towards handyman.
Yeah, you can start running towards it. Perfect. Gesh.
So with myself, Kimma, and Tamaril all standing there, how many are still surrounding us?
5.
Okay.
One of which has been hurt.
Okay. 5 surround us. Okay. I am going to...
I mean, there's bigger gaps now, clearly, because some have broken off.
So he'll start to move his hands, and you'll hear him, after Kimma mentions that we ought to start thinking about getting out of here, you'll hear Gesh will say, "Yes, this one wishes to leave." And with that, he'll extend his arms out, and you'll notice that on his black dragon skin or black scaled arms, you'll see these white painted, not tattoos, but almost like it was painted with ash. Looks like lightning on his hands, and he extends his hands out, and this eldritch crackling power comes out and strikes the one that's on Kimma, because he knows that she's our healer. So I'm going to attempt to cast my Eldritch Blast, but that is a
Eldritch
cantrip.
Blast?
Eldritch
Yes, you have to roll
Blast.
for it.
I do not have to roll for that.
Yep.
And the damage on that is stand by spell list. I'm sorry.
What are you looking at? It's a D10 for Eldritch Blast.
Is it D10?
Plus your casting modifier.
My casting modifier is fuck. I actually forgot to do that part
Charisma.
because it's not on here. Okay, my charisma +2, so it's D10 +2.
Yep.
Okay. So that's going to be 6 + 2 for 8.
All right. You blast this thing and it staggers back. It looks almost dead, but still standing.
Ah, I tried, Kimma.
Thanks for trying. She'll yell at Gesh.
Yeah. Tamaril, you've got 2 on you, one of which you grievously injured the first round.
Yeah, Tamaril is missed the first time, but she swings back around this time with a 19 to hit, cleaving for max damage of 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
You cut through this one that was barely standing and cut deeply into the other one, and it almost dies. It like falls back to its knees a little bit, and then you can see it standing back up. It's not quite dead yet, but it's very, very close to being dead. And it is their turn. You notice. Oh, I'll get another one. Ooh. About 20 or so more of these things coming out of the water. They're a distance from you now, but they're going to get to you very soon if you stay here. And it is their turn. No, Poncho Man didn't get to go yet. You escaped last round. So this round, you're just running, I'm assuming?
Yeah, he's running towards the wall, and he's going to turn back to his friend who just saved him, Brookus, and says, "Thanks, man. Brookus, man. Oh, yeah. Poncho Man's going to save you, but you just saved me, man. Just run, because they're going to be swarming you all over, man." And he's going to motion everyone to get out of that place as quickly as possible. And he's going to continue to run towards the cliff, and his intent is to climb it as quickly as possible once he gets there.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can probably see as you're running along the beach, looking back, you can see that like these things are like coming up onto the beach, like in all different areas. There's none super close to you right now, but there's a lot of them coming out of the water. It's almost like they're just coming up into the waves. Some of them are carrying things that you think might be from the ship that sank, like bodies or something. But you don't have time to really check it out. Okay, so it is now their turn again. So the druid has run. The ones that were on you are going to chase you. They are slower than you, though. So two of them that were with the party, the main bulk of the party, start to chase the druid as soon as he starts to run. But they're slightly slower than you with their limp. They're like, so they're not catching you if you're running full tilt. There's one that is there on Kima, who just got blasted by magic, but doesn't seem to be caring so much about that and just wants to eat the cleric's face, but misses terribly. And finally, the only one left in that original group is on our fighter and misses terribly. So it's back on you. So just currently we've got 2 that are running after the druid and thief, 4 that have started running like a couple rounds ago and they got entangled. So they're basically stuck in the weeds. And then there's 2 where the main bulk of the party is, both of which are very injured. And there's about 20 or so coming out of the water in the next like few, rounds. So we're back to the top. Kima.
Can I swing at it and then start running?
Yeah, you can attack and move. Sure. You get to move and an attack. That's normal.
I just don't want to be anywhere near when those other 20 come out of the water.
No.
I can help it. Not today, she says. 15 to hit.
Well, that hits. Yeah.
Okay. 9 points of damage on one.
Whoosh. Yeah, you smash this thing and it goes down. And your
I follow my friends, limping, of course, because my dex is like 7.
So you're also limping. So you smash through this thing's head on your way out the room. You're just like, I'm out. Brucus, you got 2 of them chasing you.
All right. Can I reach a torn poncho man by now?
Not if he's still moving because you move at the same speed. He didn't stop. So
yeah, I'll yell out at him again. Can you not hear? I told you to stop. There is something I can do to help you. I can't run as fast as you, even though you're Ponchi also. And I'm going to keep running towards Poncho Man.
Okay. Gesh.
Give me 1 second. This is one thing. 30 range. Okay, never mind. All right.
Yeah, so if you're looking at the range of something, as long as it's like within your kind of sphere of combat, you don't have to look at the range.
Well, I just was talking out loud. What I was mainly concerned with is how many creatures, and it's only 1.
There are a lot.
No, how many creatures my spell would affect, and
it's
only 1, and that was bad. Okay, so Kima she's on her way. Yep. So there's 2 more that were filling in the hole where I am, and 1 that's still on Temerel, right?
There's only 1 left currently
Okay.
in your group. Yeah, it's on Temerel. So basically, you've got a thief, a druid chasing behind the druid, more monsters, and then behind the monsters, a cleric.
So I'm gonna run up behind the one that Temerel almost killed. I'm gonna try and stab it, and then whether I kill it or not, then I'm gonna start running.
Okay.
As well. So with my dagger, I roll. Ooh, okay. So I miss terribly. Okay. So I'm gonna run up, try to stab it. I'm not even sure. I probably just like wildly missed, and then you'll see this black scaled dragonborn just keep running as he misses the stab.
Peace.
He's like,
run by stabbing.
And then you hear, run by stabbing or run by attempted stabbing. And then Temerel will hear, this one is leaving. Like that.
Temerel.
You said we could attack and then leave, right?
Yes, you get a move action and an attack action.
So Temerel hits with 22 and does 6 points of damage. Is that enough to kill it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she So like she suddenly like the thing is taking her on, and she suddenly just like ducks down in the dirt and cuts the back of its leg with her short sword so that it falls to its knees. And then she rises again and says, "Your first mistake was thinking you could take on Tamier. It was terrible." And then she slams her hand axe into its head, and then she'll like she pulls her hand axe out with a pop and like keeps it over her shoulder. She begins to like follow the others.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. So you guys, so the two that were chasing the druid realize that he's faster than them, and they turn around and see a cleric right behind them. So they turn and run at the cleric. Sorry, you chased after it.
That's
You're literally
okay.
chasing after the bad guys, chasing after the bad guy. It's like a Scooby-Doo. Okay, that's 18 for 6 damage. That's going to hit you.
Ow! I was going to say run into him like the tiny little tank you are, but
I'm still up.
then
Yeah, they
punched
run
you
back
in
and
the face.
they're trying to attack. So now your guys are kind of spaced out. You got thief, druid, little combat with the cleric, and then the fighter and warlock are running up on that. So I mean, you guys can. I'm assuming that Brucus and blah blah blah. I'm sorry, Poncho are still running. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up.
No.
Poncho.
Once I get to my turn, he's gonna turn around.
Okay. All right, that's fine. So I'll just have Kima go first because you're basically directly engaged with this thing, anyways.
Yeah, I'll
So
try to
there's two of
smash it. Again. Ooh, 11 again.
That's enough.
Nice.
9 points. Wow, that dice. I like
Oh,
this. Nice. 9
yeah,
points.
that's a good smash. Does not quite kill it, but it's definitely hurt severely. Okay, just because the way this is going to play out, Gesh, I'll do next.
Can I cast while I'm running?
You can stop cast. You can stop cast and then run again, or you can run then cast.
Did I get my turn this round or the previous?
No,
round?
you're the last person to go. You're at the end of the round.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stop and cast. I'm gonna like pull the reins up when I see her smash into this thing, and I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on it.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to. That's like it's a ranged attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Chill Touch as a ranged attack.
But it's because it makes it a looser hand. But I do have to roll to cast it though.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
No, I don't. It's a cantrip. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it has that one you need an attack roll for though.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just using my charisma bonus.
Yep.
To hit. Okay.
I would say charisma and proficiency.
Well, I got a 16 on the die, so
Okay, yeah, that hits.
it's gonna hit. All right. So it's D8 plus do I get my charisma bonus on that too?
That I don't know. I just know the other one because I was a warlock and that's what I had. Chill Touch.
Chill Touch.
Probably. Let's just say yes, and then if you're only going to cast it once, so if we're wrong, it's fine.
Yeah. So I rolled a 3 plus 2 is 5. That's the one she just smashed.
Okay. All right, that kills that one.
All right. So and then basically after she smashes it with the hammer, you'll see this icy ghost-like hand just kind of grabbing around its neck and squeeze, and it just pitches over backwards, and then I'm gonna immediately start running again.
Okay. Right. I'm sorry, I screwed up. No, I did skip you, Young. You didn't go at the end of last round.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
What did you want to do?
So at the end of last round, he would have slowed down and he would have turned back, and he's running towards Brookus, saying, "Brookus, man, oh yeah, Poncho Man's gonna slow down and tag team the ones that are chasing you down. Oh yeah, Poncho Man's not gonna leave you hanging. Oh no." And he's gonna turn around and basically try and engage the ones that are attacking Kima now.
Okay. Well, you're pretty far ahead of them, so I'll say it's going to take you a round.
Or basically try to reach Brucus by that round.
Yeah, you can probably do that for sure. Yeah, he's only one round behind you.
All right.
Okay, cool. Sorry. And now we're going to be back in this round, so you're going to go again very soon. Timril, you've got this kind of fight with the cleric up ahead of you. I mean, you can. It's only one round ahead of you, so you could actually run up there and attack this guy if you want, or some other move. That's up to you.
Yeah, I'll run up and attack him actually if I can get to him in melee.
Yeah,
Okay, it's a 19 to hit.
that is.
With 8 points of damage.
That nearly kills it.
So she runs up and like slams the shoulder into his axe, and then like pulls him back and slams the sword into his back, and says like, "Don't attack the white mage."
Okay. Yeah, you see this thing has that weird fish kind of face, and when you look at it, its eyes kind of go to the side. You think maybe it understands you, but it's hard to say. This round I didn't have Brucus go yet, just because you were kind of in a flux of running. So you see this combat going on behind you. You also see Poncho having turned around and is running back towards you.
Yeah, I'm going to run up towards Poncho, and I'm going to go. Oh, you don't look too well. Your face is very green. You must have swallowed some seaweed or something. But here, let Rudolph help you. I'm going to take my staff and like touch his lips, and it's going to smell like peppermint. And I'm casting. Hopefully, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. Yep, I passed the test, and you'll get 5 points of HP back. Handyman.
Nice.
Nice.
Well,
Really needed that.
a little peppermint kiss. Nice.
Yep.
Okay, so now it's your turn, Poncho Man.
Man, that was real nice, man. I got some sugar from the Rudolph, man. And then he says thank you, and he's gonna try and join the battle. Are all the fishmen nearby Kima dead at this point?
There is one that's very hurt. It's gonna take you another round or so to get there. So if you want to run back there, you can, but you'll be spending your whole round running this time.
He's gonna go like halfway and see if he could missile throw his dagger at it.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, cool. All right. And 18. With that,
Well,
18
is.
plus 2, yeah. Actually, plus 3 and plus 2. So, missile weapon gets the modifier from dexterity, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so actually
And
that's plus 5. So, yeah, 23.
Definitely.
And does 5 points of damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's enough to kill him, but you would have also got your sneak attack because they're within 5 feet of him.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I mean, that kills him, so you don't have to. But
and I rolled 2 6s on the other ones. So, yeah, 17 points of damage on that guy.
Right. The dagger goes into it so smoothly, and finally it's dead before it realizes that the blade even penetrated its skin. See, that seems like a legit sneak attack. It's in the middle of combat, and you kind of threw a dagger from a distance. That seems legit. All right. There's more flooding up on the beach now. You guys are all relatively close together. I mean, you're spread out a bit, but what do you want to do? You've got kind of like another 100 yards or so along the beach. You got that cliff face, and on the top of it is the mansion. I mean, it's going to be harder to get to it now, but the village is back the other way, about maybe 150 yards up the shore.
Real quick, is everybody okay, or do I need to do a mass healing word real quick? How's everybody's hit points?
I'm good. I'm only down 3.
Down 5.
I'm bloodied, but I'm okay. Don't worry about me. Okay. Is the how many? Can I get a bunch of them in a 40-foot radius? The ones that are coming up off the shore.
Oh yeah, there's so many now that you could easily get a ton of them. There's like they're just coming up out of the water.
Yeah, I'm going to try to cast a spell in that area there because they're going to be within 150 feet, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, you would garner that. There's maybe 100 of these things out in the water right now. So, I mean, you can kill a chunk of them if you'd like, but
well, I'm not going to kill them, but I'm going to slow them down. I hope.
Okay.
I'm going to cast. Hopefully, let me see. Yep, 15. I'm going to cast the area. You're going to see Rudolph turn blue. His eyes turn blue, like an ice blue, and the staff starts turning almost blue, like it's frozen. Kima would recognize the sleet and the ice. As I'm casting Sleet Storm in the area in a 40-foot radius. And
nice.
All the water just starts turning to ice. and they'll have to make a dex save, or if they fail, they fall prone.
All right, let's see. I'm
And
just
it's
going to make one.
difficult terrain also.
Okay. They kind of slip and slide into the water, but because they're kind of fishmen, they're not really prone because they can swim because they made the save. But yeah, they're slowed down because the hail's beating on them and they're kind of going under the water to try to the sleet rather. I guess sleet and hail are kind of, well, they're not really the same thing. Sleet's more watery, I guess. Anyways, they're slowed.
All
That
right.
worked. Yeah, so you guys would imagine that in the next couple of rounds they're going to be on you if you don't do something. There's a lot of them.
Oh, we've got to run to the villages. What else should we do? We're not going to, Randy man, you're not too laugh to climb that steep cliff, I don't think, anymore.
Well, I was gonna climb up the cliff, man, but
You would, if anybody has, does anybody have proficiency in perception?
I do.
I did.
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
This is 1d20.
Yeah, just a regular.
I'm pretty sure I failed with a
9.
10.
Well, 10's all you need. 10 is the base DC.
Oh, okay. So I hit it perfectly then.
Yeah, you're close enough now to the cliffs that you can actually see that it looks like there's you can see some docks going off into the water, and you can see there's actually some like ladders and almost like construction, like they were building something on the side of the cliff that seemed to go up the side of it. Yeah, you can see that. You still got to get to it, of course, but that's how.
So do we have to climb this cliff in order to get up to the boats and stuff?
You would be able to use these like ladders and dock like stuff to scaffolding to climb the cliff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Tamriel will point that out and say, you know, like, I know you haven't all competed in these gladiatorial events, but as you see, they always leave out, you know, contraptions we can climb. You know, makes it more dangerous.
I see the scaffolding, man. I think we can make it if we run over there, man.
Let's try. We definitely should try. Poncho Man.
Hey, wait a minute. Who stole my Kilowog?
I'm sorry?
Didn't I have one of these fishermen? Are they all dead?
Oh, they're all dead.
Oh, someone stole my Kilowog.
Yeah, Poncho Man did. You didn't even see it. It was a sneak attack. It did like 30 points of damage. No, it did 17, I guess. Yeah, so there's none around you now. There's just a whole bunch now that we're kind of going to come up on the beach and overrun you. But your druid Brucus casts a sleet storm, so they're actually going to take a little bit longer to get to you. But the ones that aren't caught in it are kind of starting to come around the side. So you got to kind of decide what you want to do. You could run towards the village for sure. I mean, that's certainly an option. It's further away now because you ran away from it. Or you could run towards this cliff, and there is some kind of like scaffolding, timber ladders kind of set up there, so you probably could climb up. It is raining and stuff, so it's not, going to be the easiest thing to do, but it is possible.
If we run toward the village, will that give the fishmen a chance at us?
No, because you'll be running away from the water. If you're running towards the scaffolding, by the time you get there, they'll be close to you. So if you don't make it up the scaffolding, then you'll likely be overrun.
Brucus is taking off, going towards the village.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think my little poor feet would do the scaffolding very well, so I run over towards the village.
Okay.
Well, Brucus, man, you never steered us the wrong way before. And Handyman Salvage knows that it's good to always trust the druid, man.
So,
I'm with you.
And he's right behind you.
so going up the scaffolding on the cliff is the shorter way to get to the village. Is that what we're saying?
No, it's the opposite way of the village.
Oh.
The cliff is basically like if you were standing on the beach looking out into the land when you first came up, the cliff was over here, kind of high up. The village is like out here. So you ran towards the cliff, but now you can go back to the village if you want. But the village is basically in the inland. The cliff is like out.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
You would imagine that if you were inland more, you could get to the cliff in a safer way. But currently, there you don't see a way to do it without.
I just kind of wonder why we just ran to the cliff because that's where Handy took us.
That's correct. You ran there because
Okay.
that's where you ran.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna just start to the village then as well.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are definitely faster than this thing. So if you're all going to the village, if nobody stays behind or does something different, you'll be able to get some distance on these things pretty quickly, and you get into like the off the beach part and some kind of bushes and land and stuff, and you make your way quickly to the village, and you can see that the creatures, for the most part, maybe you look back a couple times, they seem to like don't seem to get too far from the water. They're kind of milling around the beach a bit as you make some time into the village, and you come into it. It's not a very big village. There's this is like the center of the village. You imagine, you've seen villages like this before where there's a lot of farming or whatever. So a lot of people live like out. But in the central part of the village, you can see that there's a large statue in the center, around like which is probably like a fountain or something. Of course, it's raining, so it's all full of water now. And this statue is of, would you imagine, maybe the cleric, you could make a check, like against your wisdom, like a deal if you want to know what it is. But basically, anybody would imagine some kind of god or whatever that they worship. If you want to know more about it, you can do that.
Nope, I rolled a natural 1, so I am a dumb cleric right now.
Yeah, you think that this god is definitely the god of the desert. It's weird because he looks like a fish, but for some reason, you're sure this is a desert god. Yeah, so you
desert god,
don't know,
guys, for sure.
Yeah, you're not from this part of the world, so you don't really know what this god is. And you can see though that there's some lights flickering, like lanterns or whatever, from a largish building that you would imagine is probably the inn/tavern. All the other buildings, the lights are out because it's nighttime. What you want to do?
Well, Handy looks at Kima, and with his 7 wisdom, he's utterly convinced that she's absolutely correct that this is a desert god. And he comments,
"You're like a real genius, yeah. Your mind is racing like a thoroughbred horse with magical boost, yeah."
Well, that's so sweet of you to say.
Yeah, anytime. Anytime from Poncho Man, Handy Salvage.
So Gesh would just walk forward and he would see where the inn with the lights on, and you just see a clawed finger point to the inn, and he would go, "This one is still hungry."
There were plenty of fish sticks back on the beach. You didn't grab you one?
He just starts walking toward the inn. He
I
is
can even chop them up for you. She like twirls her hand axe a few times.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are going to cut to the inn. So it's a small village, but you can tell when you open this place up, the warmth comes through, and it's actually a pretty good, decent amount of people in here. There's probably like at least a dozen people in here eating. It seems like maybe a lot of people, like the locals, like the blacksmith, the people that don't have farms, probably do their main meals here. You would imagine just by the way it seems to be set up with like tables, more so than like a bar. There's like a little bar area, but it's really mostly like almost like a restaurant, I guess. Would be the best way to describe it. So you come in and people kind of look, when you get there, like, and especially since you're a dragon. So they look and they go, the bartender, who's human, says, "Oh, strangers, I didn't expect a boat to dock tonight in this terrible weather. Come in, get dry." "Hi there, dragon person thing."
He says, "This one thanks you."
"This one?" And he looks at one of the other people.
Oh,
"Or that
he's just
one?"
Gesh. He talks in he tends to like the third person.
Yes.
"Oh yeah, that one's real hungry, man. He's been complaining about food ever since we landed on the beach, man. We need some food right now because we're really all hungry. Oh yeah."
"Oh, please, sit." And he goes, "We'll bring you out some fish stew. We have the finest ale around here." And
Well,
he goes,
"Do you have anything else besides fish? I would rather have chicken."
"Oh yes, we have the best chicken stew." And then he goes back and he brings out a couple flowers of food. It all looks the same. It's clearly fish.
Yeah.
He says,
10-year-old
puts it down in front of you and he says, chicken of the sea.
Oh,
10-year-old just starts to look for the alcohol in this place.
Yeah, I would also like some ale. Whew.
Yeah,
Brucus-
good.
Brucus is going to reach inside of things and start pulling out these kind of forest green bandages, and I'm going to use medical aid and use my one bandage to regain some
Okay.
HD.
Perfect.
I would get a large bowl of the chicken of the sea soup, hot as I could get, and join Brucus for a meal if he would allow.
I also need to get some hit points back. So good. I will follow Brucus's lead in trying to get some HP.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to use your bandages.
Hmm.
Same here.
How do you use bandages again?
If you use a bandage, then you can get a hit die back, basically.
Just 1d6.
Whatever your hit die is.
Oh, man. I got one back.
Your bandage was wet and didn't have the good medicine on it.
Yeah, I got 3 back.
He looks at how injured everybody is, and he just kind of glances and not in a dickish way, he says, "This one is sorry that you do not have scales. Man in dwarf flesh appears to be soft."
Soft man.
By the way, how many times can we do grit your teeth?
You only have 4 hit dice, so once they're gone, they're gone.
Oh,
You don't use up any hit dice when you do the medical, though. So
I gotcha.
yeah.
All
So
right.
basically, it's just like using it during a short rest, except you can do it in combat. That's all that is.
Do we get any HP back when we do a rest at an inn?
Yeah, you'll be able to do. I guess you'll do a long rest. I feel like we have to change that, but since we don't know, you would be if you sleep overnight, you get a long rest, so you get all your hit points back. I guess.
Oh, okay. We didn't even have to use it then. If
Well,
We don't know.
We don't know. We hadn't been there long.
clearly never been on one of my
I-
adventures.
Still using a bandage.
Yeah. So, just mess with you. Yeah. So you guys are eating and getting your strength back and taping up, and most of the people seem to just be kind of like talking to themselves and kind of looking at you and taking, they're kind of they seem intrigued by the fact that one of you is, well, 2 of you are not human actually. Everybody here is clearly human. About half an hour into it. You could also, by the way, if you could, the other thing you could do is you could do a short rest. I mean, that uses hit dice though. But anyways, you're about halfway into the half an hour, 45 minutes into this. You've eaten, you're getting a few ales, and you're getting warmed up. When the door bursts open, and a very, very, did I say very drunk man comes in. He is. I'm looking to find my page. He is. Yeah. A bearded man. I couldn't have guessed that. Everybody's a bearded man. Yeah, a bearded man in a soggy raincoat. So basically, it looks like you guys. He comes in and he's like soaking wet and he's clearly drunk. He's kind of staggering and then he says, "Yeah, it's not fair." He's kind of pointing out and he says, "It's wrong. It's wrong. She's just a child. How could you do this? Just for your own sake. You don't care about anybody but yourself. You're bastards. You bastards." And he's standing in the door and everybody's kind of like the owner's like that greeted you. He says, Gordy, you've had too much to drink. Go home." "No, you bastard. You sit here and prosper. She's just a child." And they're basically yelling at each other.
I had something like this happen one time when I was in this arena up in Belfast. Yeah, we were all sitting there having our lunch, and all of a sudden a big fight burst out. It was a great day.
Quick question, Daniel. We have been here long enough to have a short rest to use the HD, like just for the rest recovery.
Yeah, you've been here basically.
All right, because I'm going to
Yeah,
use
you've been
it.
here. Yeah, because you can get interrupted, but not longer than 10 minutes. And since it's been 45, 50 minutes, you're basically, even if you stopped right now, you'd be fine. Okay, so he's yelling. There's some yelling. Most of the people, they feel uncomfortable. It's kind of like when like your drunk uncle or something, and you're like, oh god, And then finally, this woman comes from the back. She's probably coming out of the kitchen, maybe. She's kind of heavy set, a little bit older. She's got, like an apron on, like she's been cooking, but now you can see she's just putting on like a cloak, and she kind of puts it up, and she says, and she kind of gets in front of this guy, and she says, "Gordy, let me take you home. You need to sleep." And then he starts to calm down, and she takes this guy, and they kind of go out into the rain.
Gesh leans over to Brookus and says, "This one has a child in distress."
Yeah, well, there's some kind of weird cult village, obviously. They're probably like sacrificing children or something. You get this kind of crap all the time in the arenas. People that were going to be sacrificed and somehow managed to live.
Kima will look at the bartender and say, What was that about?
Oh no, Gordy, he likes his drink too much. Instead of drinking the fine ale that I'm serving you, he brews his own, and that's not good for the mind, if you know what I mean.
Huh.
You're a short one.
Yes,
He
I'm a
pat you on the
dwarf.
head. He pats you on the top of your head. I've never seen a dwarf before.
I kind of take my hand and I slap his hand away. Don't pat me. Don't pat me on the head, please.
I heard that it was good luck. I apologize. Is it true that you weigh as much as 3 men?
It is true.
Oh, interesting. That's how you have that giant hammer.
Exactly.
Center of gravity.
Yes.
You're a lizard? Are you a lizard?
Sort of.
Oh, like a salamander.
I descend from the great dragons.
Oh, dragons. Well, that's impressive. Do you sleep on piles of gold?
If this one did, he would not be here.
True. If I had a pile of gold, I don't think I'd leave either. And he kind of starts cleaning up the plates.
Oh, come on. Not one for me? Not one for me, the clearly not human here?
Oh, I couldn't tell. I thought that you were one of the 10% of the half-orcs that could pass as humans. Apparently not.
That's a good one.
I forgot this was 5th edition, and half-orcs look like green monsters.
Oh my god. So is he talking to us as we're sitting down? I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's like cleaning up the plates because the lady left.
I would motion him over and say, and I would ask the bartender. And of course, you have to remember too, I'm fairly large. I'm like 7 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine I'm pretty striking, and I'm also very strong for a warlock because I rolled the hardcore method. And I would motion him like that with my yellow eyes, and I would say, the man, the one who drinks, he seems to have a child in distress. What is this?
Oh, no, don't worry about that. He's always yammering on about something or another.
So
children.
as soon as he starts doing that, I'm going to narrow my yellow eyes and just glare at him to try and let him know that I know he's full of shit.
You're not from around here, clearly. We like to let people deal with their own personal problems on their own. We don't get involved in people's problems here. That's why we're happy. happy-go-lucky. Can't you tell?
On the
Look around at-
corner,
Right?
on the
Sorry.
corner of the table, you see Handy Salvage, the Poncho Man, Handy Salvage, steaming, and he's got his fist clenched, and he pounds it on the table, and he says,
Oh, I ain't nobody yelling at Poncho Man Handy Salvage unless he wants to wrestle. I'm gonna wrestle that old man unless he's gonna apologize.
and he's gonna get up and run out the door, he's gonna go after that old man.
You're going to try to find the old man in the street? Okay, that's fine. All right.
Okay, so as Salvage runs out into the street, Tamriel then stands up and uses her by demand ability, and she's going to say, or by popular demand, and she's going to say, all right, I'm sure many of you have been to the games. You've had to have heard of the great Tamriel the Terrible. Well, here she stands before you today. Which one of you thinks you can take me in an arm wrestling competition?
What ability are you using?
It's my background, entertainer, by popular demand. Only on the gladiator variant. So it says I can basically use it to find either gladiatorial events or underground fight clubs, things like that. So I assume they don't have underground fight clubs here. So an arm wrestling competition will have to be,
Oh, I understand.
as good as it gets.
It's the one that allows you to get basically a free place to stay, right?
Yeah, more or less.
So the owner looks up and says, "Oh, actually, I think I may have heard of you. That's why I didn't make a point about the green skin and everything. Perhaps you could do some kind of a showcase of your arms skills. Let's see some, swirling of the swords and those types of things, rather than beat up my patrons, please." And you kind of move some of these tables away, and they kind of move some tables away, so you can do some kind of a presentation of your skill at arms.
While the table moving starts, I'm gonna just lean over to Brugus and say, "I'm going to go or this one is going to go and check on the crazy one," and then he's gonna make his way out the door.
That could name about a third of the party at this point.
Yes, that was part of the joke.
So at this point, so Poncho Man, you run out and you're looking around. I mean, it was a few minutes before you decided to do this. So, but you think you can see like this one house that has like a lamp lit inside, it's flickering, that wasn't lit before. So you run down there and you're standing. The door's closed, but you can see people moving around on the inside.
Yeah, he pounds on the door with his fist. Doom, doom,
Okay.
doom, doom. Doom,
Okay.
doom, doom.
So when you do that, the older lady that to put the cloak on and walk the guy out, she opens the door and she says, "Oh, he's asleep now. Perhaps you could come back in the morning. Are you a friend of Cordy's? I've not seen you here before."
Ain't nobody's gonna yell at Handy Man, Handy Salvage, and get away with it without wrestling. What was his problem about that little girl?
Well, he wasn't yelling at you, sir. It's a good thing you have that poncho because you're standing in the rain. Here, walk with me. And she puts her hood up and then she steps out into the rain and she says, Gordy's, well, I really shouldn't talk about it, but there's some trouble in this town. And rumors that may or may not be true about Gordy's niece, Sarah. She lives in that house, and just as she reaches up, just like in a classic horror movie, the lightning goes, and you see the house up there, up on the hill, alone, even though she's just a little girl. In fact, I bring her food every day. Usually she seems happy, but she's just an innocent girl. I don't know why they keep her there, away from all the others. And I guess he doesn't like that.
She lives alone in the house. All by herself, this tiny little girl.
That's right.
And ain't nobody doing anything about this.
Well, I mean, it's her family's house. She's the last of the line.
Less of what line?
The family line.
You gotta work with me here, man. If you know what's good for you, you gotta explain it so that I can understand. Because I'm Pancho Man, handy salvage. I could help a little girl if she's being kept away in a big house by these evil people. You understand what I'm saying?
If you think you could help, lightning happens again. I don't want them to know that I'm involved because I don't know what they'll do. The town keeps her there. There's some kind of evil below the house that feeds on her. If you could save her.
What about the money? Is there some gold to be made if we were to rescue the girl from this place?
Well, the Briams, her family, that is, or the richest family in this whole area, there's sure to be wealth beyond anything you've seen before in the house, probably kept down in the vaults.
Oh, yeah. That's what I like to hear. Oh, yeah. Pancho Man, handy salvage. It's all about champion lockpicking. Oh, yeah. All right, then. Tell the old man that handy salvage and his friends are going to look into this rescuing this girl. Oh, yeah.
I just hope you're not too late. And then she kind of like walks quickly back to she kind of leaves you there for a second for that, cinematic moment with you in the rain and by yourself thinking it over as she walks towards the thing.
The dragonborn in the shadows watching.
Yeah, so the dragonborn in the shadow walked away. So you probably overheard like half of this, and you see her walk past you. She doesn't really notice you. She's very focused on getting back to the inn.
Handy turns back to the inn or the place where the pub and sees Gesh and says, he holds up his fingers.
Don't even think about eating that old woman. Yeah.
This one does not eat the innocent.
Well, you heard what that old man woman was saying, man.
Old man woman. Sorry.
Was it an old woman?
You said old man woman, and I'm like, what?
No, you first said old woman man.
Oh,
old woman man.
Okay. I don't know.
No, there was an old man that yelled through the door. An old woman is who you were talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gesh would just kind of interrupt him and say, we will help this little one. And not all treasure needs to be gold.
But there will be gold. That's what I'm talking about, man. Oh, yeah.
And he says,
it seems like there's some opportunity on this island. Let's get our friends and talk more about this, man.
He would just motion for you to walk on. He'll follow behind.
Okay, so cutting back into the tavern / inn / whatever. There's a you're able to do your entertaining there.
Should I make some kind of roll for it, or?
Nah, you can automatically. Well, I guess you get a room no matter what. How good you are, you can roll for it if you want.
Sure. I mean, I'd like to roll for it, see how well.
Yeah, roll to see how good you were.
So do I get any modifiers for that?
I guess it would be you have entertainment as a
Right, yeah, entertainment, right, yeah.
Yes, you would add
cool. So that's a total of 17.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you do an amazing job. People have never seen such swordsman / axeman ship.
I'm doing twirls and stuff. Like at one point, I throw my hand axe in the air, and while it's twirling, I grab a loaf of bread and sling it up in the air, and as it's spinning, I take my short sword and like, and it's like, cut it in like a bunch of pieces so that it falls like on this plate, all cut up, and then my hand axe falls and I catch my hand axe.
Nice. Do you do the same now with some bologna and then some cheese, and then you make a sandwich?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Okay,
make
perfect.
up a nice sandwich there for everyone.
It's very Scooby Doo. There's a lot of Scooby Doo going on in this right now. I don't know why. Somehow that's
I give the dwarf a little wink.
yeah.
She'll raise her ale to you.
So that's all going on. And people are people against their normal nature seem to be like enjoying it. Like they're kind of like at first they're like, oh God, really? And then they're kind of watching and they're just like, which is probably like the equivalent of a standing ovation in most places. So yeah, the very wet and tall dragon man and macho man come back in to the tavern. All eyes kind of look at you.
At this point, Gesh is going to forego the table and just go sit right next to the fire and attempt to dry off.
Okay.
Yeah, Hendy's gonna take off his poncho finally, and he's gonna squeeze the water out.
On the floor.
Yeah, so you guys are drying up.
I will ask him where they went. Where did you go, Handy?
I followed the old man. And the old man and the woman were...
Sorry.
Did you get to wrestle him? You said you were going to wrestle him.
He just shakes his head.
Yes, Poncho. And Gamriel will pat his back hard and say, and tell us the story of your mighty wrestling events. How much oil was involved?
I sold $12 million house that I wanted.
And
You can tell that
he explains.
People are kind of watching you guys now because you're making kind of a scene.
Yeah, he's gonna like motion everybody to get their heads together so that he could whisper best as he could.
And says, that old man, he was angry because some girl was being held up in that old tower, the old big house over there on the hill. When the lightning flashes, you can see the outline of the house, man. Oh, yeah. And the old woman, she was saying that the niece of that old man was being held there by some evil force that's feeding on the energy coming from that girl, man. I think there's going to be some treasure that we can take for ourselves, man, if we rescue the little girl. Because that's what we do in an adventure. Oh, yeah.
Gesh would listen and say, this one is curious about what manner of thing would feed from another's power. This one wants to see.
Well, certainly it sounds like there's some justice to be handed out, and Tyr would certainly appreciate that. So I'm in.
Sounds like there's a good fight to be had. So I'm in.
Well, what about you, Brookus? We ain't going nowhere without you, Brookus.
He listens intently, and you see him reach down to Rudolph's head, and he whispers something to Rudolph, and then he goes, "Oh, if you say so." "Well, yeah, I'm going with you too, of course."
So you notice, as you're kind of gathering around, having this conversation, everybody's kind of gone back to their own kind of private stuff, and they seem to be, even though they were slightly impressed by your amazing feats with the sword, they seem to be eyeballing you again. The older lady, man, She she comes back out with some ale for the table, and she sits it down, and she kind of leans forward quietly, and she says, I don't know how long you'll be able to stay here safely. They don't like outsiders because they think they'll get involved with. And she kind of just looks at Macho Man there, Poncho Man, Andy. She looks at, and then she says, "What we talked about." And then she kind of puts the drinks down. She turns and she walks back towards the kitchen.
So I would lean forward and say, we must convince them to give us one night. I need to restore this one needs to restore his power. And he looks at Kima and Brucus and say, as do you.
If it's safe. I don't know if
there's no use in waiting all night. I mean, we should just go now.
What about we follow that old woman and stay in the same house as that old man? Oh, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Oh, yeah.
Do you think they'll let us all stay? Even. And I kind of tilt my head towards Gesh. That one?
If we tell them that we're going to rescue that little girl that's all by herself up on that tower, on that big house, I'm sure they're going to let us stay there because we're like the champions, man. Oh, yeah.
Gesh leans forward and kind of like flicks handyman. So he's like, you do not listen. They are the ones who keep her. We speak not of this. If you wish to go now, then this one will follow. Basically, he's trying to mention that the old woman made the insinuation that it's the town that's keeping her there. So we don't want to tell them that we're going to go rescue them. Because then that might really piss them off.
Yeah.
But Handy was saying, I think that we go stay at the old man's house right?
Oh.
Gordy's house?
Yeah.
Okay, then I don't flick you because that means I misunderstood. Walksy backsies.
Handy just looks at you. Don't you even think about flicking me again because I'm thinking that you're trying to eat me while I'm sleeping.
And yeah, I mean, if you guys are okay, Handy's going to suggest that we stay with that drunk old man.
Yeah.
If you think it's
Tamriel
safe.
will lean into Gesh and say, if you want to eat me while I'm sleeping, that's totally fine.
Very low pressure.
I once heard a gnome say that orcs do not taste very good. Lord of the Ring reference, sorry.
Yeah, they would say that.
It tastes like chicken.
Yes. Which apparently tastes like fish too.
Fish of the sea.
All right. Yeah, orcs are basically chicken of the dark side of where orcs are from. All right. Yeah. So what are you doing to do?
We go over to that old man's house and see if we could stay the night over there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, because you're going to go out there and knock on his door.
Yeah.
You know, the rain's pouring down, and you can find it easy enough. You already were there once. You bang on the door. He doesn't seem to answer. I mean, you got the idea that he was very, very drunk. So, yeah, you bang on the door and he does not answer. He's likely passed out, is what you would think.
Handy just shrugs and he picks at the lock.
Okay.
Does he have a stable?
No.
Shit.
It's a good. I mean, the inn does, but the old guy doesn't know.
So using his thieves' tool or his know-how, he picks the lock.
Yep. Right.
Do I roll 1d20?
Yep. D20, beat a 10.
14.
Oh yeah. So you. Oh, he's here.
Well, I would say he's inviting us in. Oh, yeah.
And then he just motions everybody to come in.
Yeah, you guys step in out of the rain. It's like it's dark, but you can kind of move in there quietly as to get in to kind of get your bearings. You quickly see that lamp that she had lit, so she could see what she was doing, and maybe you light up so you can see what you're doing. You're in kind of a large-ish room, like maybe a 30-foot square. There's a door there. That's closed off. That maybe goes to the bedroom, you would imagine, being that this is just more of a big space here. It's got this guy is probably some kind of like a shopkeep that does some carvings and stuff, because you can see various like wood carvings and some tools for it, kind of on a bench near the front where the shutters are, which are closed now currently, of course. And then kind of further back, there's some space if you just wanted to like say if you just wanted to sleep there, you could probably just lay on the ground and make yourselves comfortable with whatever's there. There does seem to be, like I say, a door, which likely leads to, his living quarters, if you will, which would be like a bedroom or something. If you want to check that out, that's up to you. But that's probably where he is. I don't know if you want to engage him or if you just want to stay here.
I'll walk over to the door and put my ear against it. I want to see if I can hear him snoring.
Yeah, you can hear him snoring.
Handy's gonna lock the front door.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. There's like you don't have to use tools or anything. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he seems to be out cold. He's snoring hardcore.
The old one seems to have fallen prey to his drink.
If I'm sure there's a chair or something in the living room, Tamriel would like to, shove the chair into the door, make sure it's good and secure.
Oh, good. Yeah, good idea. So you do that. You further fortified the door.
You talking about the front door?
Oh, that's what I thought you meant.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a back door?
Well, no, but there's the door to the guy's bedroom. That's why I wanted to be clear.
Front door.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
I don't want someone coming in. She just saw how easily, Poncho Man picked it.
You almost did it.
It must be an easy door to pick,
Yeah, Poncho did it. Anybody could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 5e anyway with good dex to pick a lock. So you were able to settle in, and you're all, obviously it's catching up to you. You're probably exhausted from having swam in like basically the icy cold ocean, and then now finally had some food in your stomach. Did you want to like light up a fire here? Or are you just going to kind of sleep in the cold? I mean, there's a fireplace.
Gesh would just lay it on the floor.
Okay.
And he would just tell everyone, this one wishes to sleep first and restore his power. Then this one will watch the others.
Brucus will look towards you and he'll go, "Oh, well, me and Rudolph, we feel fine right now. We're not that chilled anymore. We're going to stay up a while." And Brucus is going to stay up and keep watch for a while.
Nice.
Keelan, just sleep.
Yeah, you guys want to set up like a watch? Is that your plan? Like a watch pattern, or are you just going to stay up?
I'll take last watch. I need to sleep first. So.
Well, I was going to say, if Brucus and Gash can do it, just them two, they'll be fine by me.
I mean, whoever needs to recover their, power, like Tamriel will agree to take like whatever shift will let everyone recover their magics.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, if you do basically the long rest with everybody sleeping, then taking turns. If you do whatever 3 shifts or 2 shifts, 3 shifts, I guess you have to do. So the question is, who's going to shift out? Who wants to be first?
Brucus is going first.
Okay, so Brucus. Anybody with Brucus, or you're by yourself on that one? One of the shifts is going to have one person, basically. So.
Yeah, he'll be by himself. He prefers to be.
And then who's going to be second?
Handy's gonna go second.
Okay. Handy and
I guess Tamuriel will go with Handy.
Okay. And then that leaves the warlock and the cleric to go last. Okay. That sounds perfectly fine.
Works for me.
Okay. Fantastic. Brucus. This actually is probably good for you. Make a perception check. So if your proficient in perception, you can add your proficiency and your wisdom. If not, then it's just a straight check.
Yep, it's just a straight check. A 12.
Okay. Well, okay. So you're sitting there, keeping patrol, and you think, that's weird. Why are people cooking so late at night? And then finally, like it kind of like hits you that, hold on, and you look, and you can actually see like steam kind of coming from the roof. Like the roof is so hot because it's on fire. It's coming down. The roof is like steaming into this room, and you realize pretty quickly that this building is on fire.
The house we're on is on fire. Okay.
That is correct.
He's gonna pick up Rudolph and go, well, I guess it's time we leave. And he's just gonna start yelling as loud as he can.
When you yell, through the window, flies a large rock, followed by, oh my God, natural 20, followed by 3 flasks of oil with flaming. All of a sudden, Poncho Man is having this like weird flashback of other lives where he's done so. But basically, the floor is now covered in flaming oil, and the roof is on fire. The roof.
Yeah, I'm going to cast a spell then immediately outside the window.
Okay. Which
you
cast?
Ready?
Yep, go for it.
I rolled a 10 exactly. I'm going to cast Gust of Wind. So a 10-foot wide, 60-foot long gust of wind is just going to blast up that window. And any creature there is going to have to make a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 foot away back.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. So you hear, and like you hear like several people being knocked over. That's actually pretty powerful too. So I'm going to make a chance that the fire goes out at least immediately in that area. Yeah, actually, and some of the oil that was like right by the window is out. So like you won't have to like run through fire to get out of the building if you want to leave through the window. But there's fire like all around, and the roof's on fire, of course.
Yeah, he's gonna yell long enough to hopefully, until he notices everybody is awake, or at least one or two of them's awake, and he's going outside to confront them. Okay,
yeah. I mean, you probably see bodies running into the shadows, because you blew them back, and then they got up and started running. So if you stayed any time at all, they've already started to run away.
Can I catch some of them into another spell?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Is there any plants around them?
Sure.
All right, perfect. I am going to a nat 20. So that's on a crit spell.
Yep. So it does
I'm casting plant growth. So a point within range, all plants within 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. A creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm trying to catch them and slow them down.
Yeah, you definitely can do it. So you blasted out in one direction where you see a lot of plants, and like you hear people like screaming, "Oh, the plants!" So there's a handful of people. They're kind of in the shadows because they're kind of in an alley-ish, but you can kind of make out the edges of their forms as they're being stuck there, and they're having a terrible time getting through.
As soon as I see a handyman or hear him, I'm going to go, "They're out here. They're trying to kill you."
So hold on a second, because you rolled a nat 20, you don't use that spell up, so you can use it again if you want.
All right, great.
Yeah, that's what happens when you roll a nat 20, and also it says it does maximum damage, but since this isn't a damage spell, I'm just going to have it basically double the effect. So it's going to be 200 feet. So it's a huge area that gets swiped.
So does he have them actually held up, or does he just have them slowed down?
They're slowed down. I mean, they're a quarter speed, so they're they're trying to run, but yeah. And I'm gonna say because it like overcast, with a 20, like the plants like ripped in through like some of the buildings, like the foundations are torn up, and I mean it's like massive plant growth. It's like a forest just came up, and yeah, it's pretty epic. There might be that moment where you stop and you're like, oh, that was pretty good. Right, and as you do, so some of the roof is starting to fall in now on you guys, and there's fire all around you. So everybody's waking up. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Gesh is going out the window.
Yeah, I would get out the window. Boost me up, guys. Boost me up. Push me through.
I would go out the window and just reach in and grab her, because I'm actually pretty strong, and just try to pull her right through the window if I could, because I'm also 7 feet tall. So I should be able to just reach right
Yeah,
in the
and I
window.
don't weigh as much as I told that guy I weighed. So.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing like being picked up by a dragon.
Hot.
That's cool. Yes, you guys start going out the window. What about the rest of you?
Poncho Man's gonna be like, man, my poncho was all wet, but now it's all flaming like a wake of majestic red dragon, man.
And he's gonna basically get that fire out of his poncho, and he's gonna grab that and he's gonna rush towards the bedroom and opens the door to rescue the sleeping man in there.
Nice. Yeah, you can see him. He's still out cold, but you can grab him and drag him out if you'd like. That's very heroic of you. Too bad there's no inspiration in this. I mean, actually, it doesn't say there's no inspiration. Should I give you an inspiration? I never do run 5e. Inspiration for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Ooh,
Let me
yeah.
do that again. Oh yeah.
There you go. That's perfect. Yes, you start to drag the guy. What about the rest of you?
Hey, that's everybody except for Temeril.
Temeril, as she wakes up, will say, "Oh, building on fire! What a classic!" And then she's gonna like jump through one of the other windows, probably one of the closed ones, so that it'll shatter, and she can like do a cool roll.
Okay, sure, you can definitely do that. Yeah, you do that, and you're all kind of out in the street, and you can see that all the other, with all this noise and people screaming, the fire. There's some other houses that are down the street. People are like sticking their heads out. There are people you can sense they're still trying to move in through your plants if you want to try to chase them down. There's some out there in the darkness, but I guess the dragon can see them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see them out in the darkness of the alley. You see them. You see about 4 or 5 people kind of making their way. They look like villagers, basically. They got no armor, no weapons or whatever. They're just.
Yeah, I'm gonna run right up there and just try and seize one in my clawed hands.
Well, I don't know if is it difficult terrain or something for them, or only if you're in the when it
goes back down to that one.
Yeah. Like you might get held up if you do that.
Yeah, okay.
It would probably slow you down too. I guess the way I read it, a creature moving through there is going to spend 4 feet of movement for every foot.
In that
Yes,
case,
you could missile them or something if you wanted, because they're kind of, but they're making their way through it. I mean,
I got a better idea.
What
So
do you
I can try something. Sorry.
Okay, well, I was gonna say my idea, and then we'll try. While they're trying to make their way through it, I was gonna cast Hold Person on one of them, so he can't move at all.
That's what I was going to do.
So as they're hung up in this stuff, I'm just gonna reach a hand out, and just
Okay.
You just hear him say, "Stay." And
Okay.
I rolled an 11, so it does go off. Thank God.
Yep, it goes off. They rolled a 7 for their safe, so they fail. Does it affect one person, or is it like an area effect?
I actually have it pulled up right here. Hold Person.
I think it's 1.
Yeah, I think it's just one. Choose a creature
okay.
you can see within range. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you see them. So you hold one of them in the plants.
Yeah, if I was 5th level, I could do like 1 additional.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Not in hardcore.
Yeah.
Not hardcore. No. Well, no, actually, that's
yeah.
true, right? Because it's not your level; it's the casting level of the spell.
Yeah,
Right?
'cause you'd have to bust it up a slot, and you can't do that in hardcore. So,
Not.
yeah. So I freeze him where he's at.
All right, so one guy freezes. The other ones are still moving. They're like,
Were they close enough, like 30 feet, where I could get within 30 feet of one of them without being myself up to?
well, it took you guys about 3 rounds to get out. They could move it, so that's 120 feet for them. Actually, no, they're running, so 3 times 60 is 240, but they moved about 60 feet through this. No, they're about 60 feet out.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter, though. If you're to spell, as long as the way this works, as long as they're within a place you can see them, you can cast a spell. There's no ranges.
I'm going to, then if we can still see enough of them, and even though Gash has got one held, I'm going to try to hold another one, and I'm going to take Rudolph, and his eyes are going to start flashing green, and you see all these vines come out of his mouth, like tentacles, just run straight towards this guy, and I'm going to cast Thorn Whip, and I'm going to do a non-lethal damage to him, and then start pulling them back towards me.
Okay.
Oh wow, takes 6 points, but non-lethal if that knocks him out.
Okay, yeah, that definitely knocks him on.
And then I'm just I'm just going to start pulling them back, man.
Actually, hold on, let me look. I think it should. Oh no, they're. Yeah, no, it does. Because the way I'm trying to figure, the way they do hit points in this is different. So yeah, it would knock him out. He's knocked out, but he's non-lethal. So you whip him with the thing and you start pulling him towards you.
Pulling him back to us.
This is a different guy, right?
Yeah, different guy. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Got 2 guys.
Okay, well, one's way in the plants. How long does the whole person last?
It lasts for a minute, which should be long enough for me, even if it's to walk through the plants to get him.
Okay.
Seize him. I'm assuming the plants won't stick around forever either. So.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What goes away first is the question.
The plants will be there for let me see.
3 hours.
Well, it don't really say.
Should say duration.
Just says instantaneous for it happening. I
Oh.
guess I can. I can dispel them then, huh?
Yeah, so instantaneous in this case means that no, you would have to cast Dispel Magic. It's permanent, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. There's like a massive garden here now until it dies naturally. Unless you want to cast magic. Yeah, so
I'm still gonna
arms.
I'm still gonna go out there and grab him.
Yeah, just slow. You can definitely do it.
Yeah.
You wade your way out.
It says the plants yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested, so I'm giving them plenty of vegetables to put in their fish stew.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Potatoes.
You're so nice. Brooke is nice. Boil
So you
them,
pull
smash
back the
them,
whipped
stick 'em in
guy. He's
stew.
unconscious. You go out and grab the held guy and you pull him back to you. This building's like flaming up. The Gordo is probably just waking up a little bit now, but he's still kind of drunk and he's like, Stan, what happened? Oh, thank you. You're my hero, Poncho Man.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you were just saved by the Poncho Man, Handy Salvage. Yeah, man. We just saved you out of a burning house. Just look at your house, man.
It's burning.
That's what I just said, man. We pulled you out of a burning house.
No, it's burning. And he's pointing. It's burning.
Yeah, he just shrugs.
It's burning.
He looks at where he's pointing.
His house.
The mansion on top of the cliff is on fire.
Oh fuck. That's not good.
I love that you're just like, I ignore him.
That's no good, man. The mansion is burning.
I thought you meant the house. I was fooled like everybody else. It's like, yeah, we know the house is on fire, you dumb son of a bitch. We just pulled you out of it.
No, that had the perfect effect. Exactly what I wanted.
You didn't clarify the house, you drunk bastard.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, the mansion's on fire.
Okay. Well, I don't know that, so because I'm still pushing through the weeds.
Andy, you're out in the woods pulling this guy out of the tree.
Yeah.
Like surrounded by giant green beans or something.
Yeah, he yells to the other party members. It's like,
Hey, man, look at the building. On top of the hill, the house is burning, man.
Can
We
I
gotta
read?
go and get that little girl, otherwise she's gonna turn into a little bitty char and remain, and that ain't gonna be good. Oh no!
Can I reach the guy in the plants yet?
Yeah, I mean, you've got a few more rounds to get him, and then you have to drag him back out. You got to make a choice if you want to keep going or not. That's up to you. You get 3 rounds in because your move is 60. I'm guessing if you're running.
Yeah.
So which is so it's the same as Sam. It's 4 rounds basically to get to him, and then 4 rounds back.
Well, the problem is now, do we want to try and drag? Don't
And
want to drag
the
him.
thorn guy's probably pulled back now. I would say though, because he's not really being held. I guess I don't really know how that would work. Maybe it's probably easier to pull him back because he's on top of all the plants.
I can do it 10 feet at a time. So.
Oh, 10 feet at a time. Okay, so it's going to take. He's 60 feet away. So.
We yell at Brucus. Do we really have time for this? If the mansion's on fire, maybe we need to just go.
Brucus is going to continue to pull the guy because he wants the drunk guy or anybody else there. But he wants to get a good look at this guy's face, so that they can take care of that problem later. Somebody recognizes this guy.
Okay, so you can keep pulling. It'll just be six rounds, and it'll take you basically 8 rounds to get the other guy and pull him back if you want to do it. That's up to you. It's if you want to wait that long. That's basically a minute, and the building's on fire. And this is probably a good time to take a little 5-minute break.
Yes. Thank you.
To see what they do. All right, so we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and see what our heroes do. Here, back. Oh, yeah.
I'm here also.
Okay. So, who are we missing? Gish. Handy is back. Handy's oh, okay. I think we're just waiting on our warlock. How about our fighter? Is oh yeah, Timur's here. So just waiting on Rush. All right. Yeah. Last week on well, we're doing good so far. I haven't had to open my book yet. Well, I started to, but then I dropped it, so it's got mark in it. The magic of the player's handbook. The fat halfling. He's so happy. Let's rush back.
By the way, Daniel, some of my battle master maneuvers do have like reaction comms. So if I ever use one of them, I'll just let you know and let you figure out how it works.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, what that's going to do, I guess the simplest way is if you haven't gone yet, then you'll just be able to do it. And if not, then you'll do it. But then next round, you'll not have an action. That's basically the simplest way to do it. But that is definitely a problem. And well, it's not a problem, but it's a problem if with this system. I mean, what I should say is this system cuts out some things that when you're building a character, you have to maybe really consider. Because I didn't even think of that. But like, and also with the thief, there's certain things a thief just can't do. That's kind of part of the class because you don't have that. So we will know for the future.
It's like since there's no half proficiencies or anything, like bards would be severely limited. I was thinking about that earlier.
Yes,
but then again, who likes bards?
Well, I don't know. No, I would say that the bard would, if you're proficient in stuff, then you get your skill. So if a bard is proficient in everything, then they'd get that proficiency.
Like
so
I think war masters, they get like half proficiencies later, but half proficiencies don't count.
Right. Well, I mean, you could always, that's overpowered anyways.
And then thieves also don't get their double proficiencies.
No, I did the double. Why wouldn't they get double? It doesn't say that anywhere, does it?
Yeah, it says like in the proficiencies, everything's a simple on-off. You're either proficient with it or you're not.
Well, no, but it's talking about the idea of like somebody power building and being like, well, I have an 18 dex, so I don't need to take proficiency in acrobatics because I already have a +3. So the way it's set up is that if you have a high dex, you still don't get that bonus in acrobatics unless you are also.
Oh, so you still get like half proficiencies and double proficiencies?
You still get if you're proficient in something, then you get your proficiency and your stat bonus. If you're not proficient, you get no bonus. So like normally you get an athletics, you get a strength bonus. If you don't have athletics proficiency, you get no bonus for that.
Okay, that's it.
Take that away. That's how I read it anyways, if I'm understanding it correctly, which I mean, although that does make certain things, like for instance, with the bard, incredibly powerful because they'll be the only people that get the bonuses and like everything. So that might be, I feel like what you would want to do if you're going to run this regularly, is what I would want to do anyways, is I'd limit the classes. I'd go through and figure out which classes work and get rid of the rest.
Yeah. Some classes, they would get completely destroyed if you strictly adhere to the hardcore rule.
Yeah, so just don't run it. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yep.
It's just supposed to simplify. Oh, good Russian back. We'll figure it out. We'll have that discussion another time. There'll be a discussion video about this afterward. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure how I would do that. I think I would just not have certain classes because of it, or whatever. Like you're losing some of your skills, young, but you still have the sneak attack all the time, and you still have the double proficiency, so that's still good.
Yeah,
you just don't have like that cunning action and stuff like that, though.
Yeah.
But I will say, combat still did go way faster.
Yep.
Although it still took a long time, but we're still getting used to this. Anyways, so the building's on fire. I know it's on fire. Don't worry about it. All right, so you're waiting around until you get these guys out of the drink there, out of the leaves. So so the mansion's on fire. It's getting worse, of course.
Yeah, Handy's gonna basically tell the other guys, we gotta hurry up, man. Otherwise, the building's gonna burn down, and the little girl's gonna be little bits of chore.
Yeah, Kima's definitely with Handy. She's not happy with that. She's gonna try to go to the mansion.
So
you gotta.
Gesh will look at the one he was approaching that's being magically held, and he turns back and looks over his shoulder at the mansion that's burning, and he slowly rolls his head back at the one that he held, and he points a clawed finger at him again. He goes, "This one will see you later." And then he turns and immediately starts pushing his way back toward the party.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, so we can recognize them.
I can see perfectly in the dark. Oh yeah, his back goes
at the
to
back of his head. You can identify him by the back of his head.
Well, I'm sure that he's probably looking over at me, the black dragon man charging at him, I would imagine.
I mean,
He's held. He can't. He's held. You're right. Sorry. He's effed. Oh, well.
Whatever. I mean, you may die anyway, so
it's like one of those nightmares where like you're trying to run away and there's something chasing you and you can't move.
Okay. Anyways, though, it's just crazy, right? You're like frozen. Let's just make sure we know where everybody's at. So you're giving up on that. So you're going to be around coming back though. But are you guys Poncho Man and the cleric leaving without the party, or are you just complaining that they're taking their time?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to leave without the party. He's just basically going to,
because my understanding is that Brucus is not leaving until he gets this guy, which is 6 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, Brucus is doing, Handyman can do whatever he wants to, but Brucus is going to pull this guy back for somebody to recognize him and identify him first.
Well, Handy's going to turn around and says, well, the fella just tried to kill us by burning down the house, man. I'd say just kill him or leave him. Do whatever you want, but we're going after that little girl in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to go, Brucus.
And Handy's going to start heading off to the mansion.
Okay. So Handy and Kima, you're heading off towards the mansion. How about the rest of the party? Well, I know that
I'm still stuck
Gesh is turning, but it's going to take you a couple of rounds. Yep. What's
Tam's going to look out to Brucus and see if Brucus is going to actually drop that body or not. And, so that they can leave.
It does not appear
if
that.
If not, then Tam will hang with Brucus. But she'll also say, like, if you make me miss any of the fight, I'm going to kick your ass later.
Okay, perfect. So you guys start running. 2 rounds go by. So you're like maybe a third of the way to the mansion, maybe almost halfway. The Dragonborn, Gesh, steps out of the forest that was created by the Druid. The Druid's still pulling the. I'm just skipping us ahead because there's no sense in going round by round if that's what you're going to do. So basically, you pop out. You got another 2 rounds left pulling this guy. You guys are there. Okay, so you guys are running up this path towards the mansion, and you see step out of the shadows a lone figure. He is, I say he because you can see him. He's got a cloak like up so that he's, you can see his face though, but the rain's pouring heavy down on him. It's a beautiful, elegant cloak, and he's wearing like very, very fine clothes that are now wet. And he's got on his hip a scabbard with like gold and jewels on it for a rapier that he's holding in his hand. And he kind of has it pointed out, and he says, "You strangers, you don't belong here. Leave now. This is not your business. This town takes care of itself. Don't make me kill you." Oh, yeah. No, he didn't say that.
I am going to cast Guardian of Faith.
So you're gonna cast a spell on him. All right, let's do
No,
initiative.
it's not on him.
Oh.
It's a
What you
guardian
casting?
that hovers. It's called a large spectral guardian that hovers for the duration in an unoccupied space of my choice, and any creature that moves within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time must succeed on a dex save or takes 20 radiant damage.
Right, but it's a spell.
It's a spell, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
just not
you will
on
roll
him,
initiative.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we'll roll initiative to see if you get your spell off before he gets to move in close to you. Roll a d6.
6.
He got a 1. Aha, nice. Okay, good. So you cast it. What does the handyman want to do?
Well, he didn't know that he was gonna charge, but yeah, he was basically gonna say,
You're a lucky, lucky, lucky man to have a nice coat when it's raining. Oh, yeah. But I prefer the poncho.
and as soon as he says that, he lifts up the poncho, gets a dagger, and tosses at him.
Oh, that's right, diagram. But did you roll to cast that spell?
Yeah, I rolled exactly 10. So.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Awesome. All right, go ahead and make an attack with the dagger.
All right. And 18 plus 5 with all of the bonuses.
This might be the only time in the history of 5e that you can't get a sneak attack.
Okay, that's fine. Cool. So he does 1 point of damage.
Really?
Yeah. 1d6.
Yeah. The dagger
Is
sticks
dagger
in-
1d4 or 1d6?
A D4, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I roll 1d6 and I got 1. So.
Oh, that's fine. All right, yeah. So yeah, the dagger sticks into like his like the thick fabrics of his clothing, and he kind of whips the rapier around. How big is this thing? Can you get around it? The spell?
It just says if you move into a space within 10 feet of the guardian, and it has to occupy an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. I'd put it right in front of me.
Okay, so he can attack. He can circle around and attack the handyman though. He just can't go within that 10 feet of this thing.
Right.
Of course, he doesn't really know that necessarily. Because he doesn't know what it is. Yeah. He's not sure what it is, so he's going to charge towards the handyman, and I think he will probably penetrate that space because he doesn't know. To say 10 feet away is pretty far.
Yeah, so dex save.
Yeah, he runs forward thinking that he's going to just avoid this thing and attack Thief. So I'll make the dex save first, which he fails. What does he take for damage?
20 radiant damage on a failed
okay.
save.
Yeah. So he comes running towards, the dagger sticks into him. He's like, "You fiend!" And he starts running forward and gets completely toasted by your spell. He falls dead to the ground.
The guardian will stay with me until he's dealt 60 damage or 8 hours, whichever comes first.
Okay. So he did 20 there.
20 there.
Andy's going to lean down at the body and he's going to pick up the rapier and he's going to say,
Oh, yeah. Nice rapier.
It's really nice, actually. Yeah. It's got a jeweled handle and everything.
Nice.
Is there anything else on his body if we search the
I
body?
love that the building's on fire. You guys are like getting away. As soon as there's a body to loot, you're like, I don't care. I'm looting.
Yeah. Handyman was so worried about the burning building, but he's going to stop and loot the body.
Well, I mean, he just took the sword. That's all. It's not like he's searching
picking the
for
sword
the
up is
body,
one
right?
thing. Looting the body is around. So if you want to spend time doing that, that's
No, never mind.
no. Okay, that's up to you. All right, so you're just gonna grab the rapier and keep moving towards the building.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's round 5. So okay, so you're moving. I guess Gesh towards up the way. Or are you waiting?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the cleric and the thief.
Okay.
They got 2 people waiting for this dude, and
Yeah. So you'll basically be 2 rounds behind them. As you make your move. Okay, so another round goes by. You guys are all moving towards that. You pull this guy out. So Brucus, he comes tumbling out. He's unconscious, of course.
Yeah, he's just going to make sure that the drunk guy looks at him to recognize him, and Brucus and Tamaril, to look at him to recognize him for later. And they'll just leave him lay there unconscious. He is.
Okay. Yeah. The drunk guy. He seems to maybe identify. Actually, the woman who had talked to the other 2 earlier has come out again. By now, and she can definitely identify who he is. If you ask, who is this guy? She'll say, he's the cobbler. He cobbles together stuff, mostly shoes.
That works.
funny thing about cobblers.
Well, he might make an apple cobbler.
Yeah.
Then he'd be a baker again.
Yes.
All right, so you're all moving towards the large mansion, which is on fire. It's a big building, and it's pouring rain. So luckily, it's not burning so quickly. Maybe when you see the others coming, you guys kind of slow a bit or whatever, so you get kind of close together. So we'll just keep you all. I'm just gonna put you all together by the time we get there. I don't care about the rest. Who cares about Bill's movement read? By the time you get to the top, you're together. You get up there. The doors are swung wide open. You can see into the space. You're looking into a very, very large entry, or hall where like maybe there's like, if they were to have balls and things like that, like this huge, large space that's like balconied. And there's flickering light coming from all these windows that are above. Of course, the fire's on the top of the building, flickering down into it. You see two very large staircases, one on either side, going up. Through the other side, at the other end of the room, at the far, far end, you see a big set of double doors. And you see a couple of smaller doors on the east side on the wall.
As they come up and everyone's like starting to go into the house, Tamariel and Brucus are making their way, and Tamariel sees the guy lying dead out front, and she looks at Brucus and says, "Remind me to kick your ass later." And then she'll make her way to the house.
Here, Rudolph's eyes start glowing red.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are basically you get to the top. Yeah, you missed that little combat. As soon as you're standing there, kind of looking at the space for a minute, and you hear the creaking of like the board starting to crackle a little bit because the fire, like it's gonna maybe be a problem.
Tandy's gonna shout out. He's gonna say,
Little girl, it's time to answer, cause Poncho Man Handy Savage is here to bring salvation from the burning building. Oh yeah.
So when you say that, you hear a voice. It doesn't sound like a young girl's voice. It sounds like an old voice, actually, a female voice. And it says, "There is no salvation for this one. Leave now while you still can." And then you hear it kind of echo through the building.
We can't see where it came from.
Look, maybe you don't know who I am, but let me just give you the show. I am Tamariel, the Terrible. I fight in gladiatorial arenas all over, and I come now seeking an opponent in yours. Will you not show yourself to me? Are you not worthy to die by my blades?
Okay, let's roll initiative.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Crystal. You roll since you made the challenge. Oh, one again. This die is not friendly for the bad guy.
And then the Dracolich breathed his acid right on me again. So,
2. All right, you go first. So you don't see anybody in this particular area, but you heard it echoing. The echoing seemed to come from all over.
can I do a perception?
Sure. This one's going to be with disadvantage. Actually, right now, this entire scene, you guys have the lower hand, I guess, whatever they call it. The bad guy has the upper hand, meaning everybody has disadvantage on everything.
Okay. On disadvantage, I fell.
Okay. Yeah, so this uses just a flat side, basically, thing. So because you don't know where this creature is or a person or whatever, you're all at disadvantage on everything you do until you figure out where it is. So, yeah, you look around, you don't see. What does Andy want to do?
Andy's gonna go up the stairs because the old man said that the girl is probably gonna be upstairs, so
Yeah,
he's gonna
left or right?
he's gonna choose left.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you make your way up the stairs and just roll a d20, I guess. We'll make just a generic d20 check.
I got
with
19.
With disadvantage, just roll 2 and take the low.
20. Ooh, 19 and 20. Amazing.
Wow.
You're moving up the stairs, and just as you do, like you kind of go up the stairs, you hear a crackling of the step move, like something's basically invisible on the stairs, and it moves because you almost ran into it. as you kind of pass, and then maybe you stop. I'm assuming because you hear that, and you can kind of sense. You see some like flattened areas in the rug where somebody's standing there, just a few feet away from you, invisibly.
Could I do something?
Yeah. What the hell? I don't know how far it was. We'll say you were in the middle.
Yeah, he's gonna take off his poncho and hurl it towards that location.
But you guys all see this poncho fly through the air, and then perfectly over a figure.
Oh, we really are Scooby doing it.
Yeah, you totally are Scooby Doo, and now you're no longer now she no longer has the upper hand. So you basically just removed all the disadvantage with that move. Very nice. Well done. All right, so on that, Gish.
Okay. So is she or it still invisible, just with a sheet on her?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you got to know these things.
How'd this happen?
So I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on her.
Oh. Okay.
To see if I can remove the invisibility completely, because all she has to do is rip the cloak off, and then she's hid again.
Nice, yeah.
So
you cast Dispel Magic, and assuming you cast it.
I got a 10.
Okay, perfect. Dispel Magic's a level 3 spell, right?
It is.
Yeah, so you should automatically dispel this because invisibility is a level 2 spell. So it's only if the spell is a greater level that you have to actually roll, or there's a chance it won't work. But anyways, so you dispel the magic, and sure enough, you're close to her, Handy. So you see that it's this old kind of crone. He's got a big nose, warts on it. Yeah, very, very much exactly what you would think. And Brugus.
Is the area of the roof is like part of the roof is caved in where you like if you were up above the roof you could actually see in it into the house and stuff?
Not yet, but you feel like it will probably cave in at some point soon. Yeah.
All right. What I'm going to do if Tamarel is willing, I'm going to take Rudolph and I'm going to slam Rudolph in the ground, and his eyes start turning silver, just this silver liquid color. And I'm going to look at Tamarel. I'm going to go, well, you always wanted to fly. I could do something and change you into something you've never been before, and you could fly up top and maybe help put out the fire and rescue the little girl. But are you willing to do it?
Go on, old man. Use your magics on me.
Oh, get ready for this one.
Fun.
Oh, get ready for this one. You're going to love this one. I am casting Polymorph.
Boy.
And I had a 17. I am turning
Tamarel
into a silver dragon wormling.
Oh, nice. A little baby dragon.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. So polymorph in this is different. Remember, you get you'll be able to fly for sure. And I guess
I'm gonna here's the link to the stats and stuff for it, I think. Let me see. That should give you the stats. You assume the hit points of your new form, and when it reverts back to normal form, the creature returns to the number of HP it had before it transformed. You're limited in the actions it can perform by the nature of its new form. You cannot speak, cast spells, or take any other action that requires hands or speech.
Right.
The little dragon flaps up and says, I'm going to breathe cold on you.
Right, but does she get the breath weapon? Because I know that...
I don't see where it says they don't.
Transform lesser tradition.
They get all the statistics of the chosen beast.
Nice picture.
The scores are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast or things like that. Wow. Well, luckily dragons are pretty smart.
And it's a challenge rating too, so it'd be less than 4 the level.
Oh yeah, sure enough. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, you turn into a dragon.
Yes, this is angrily.
Nice.
At the sight of a silver.
Yeah, exactly. Especially since you're an evil dragon. But not in 5 years.
Ash is evil?
No, he's not evil.
No,
are you
but
evil?
I am not exactly good, but I'm not evil. But black dragons are not good. And
Right.
dragonborns are very clan
Yeah, but Dragonborn are not dragons.
I know, but they're clannish, so.
Dragonborns hate dragons.
Awesome. So you turn into a silver dragon. That's pretty awesome. Cool. I think
Adventures
Lucas
typically
went,
aren't
that's
wrestlers
everybody
either,
then.
but, you know.
I don't think I went. Did I go?
No, you did not go.
Okay. The
You know,
thing still has the poncho on it, right? Or is it
It's,
invisible now?
It has a poncho on it. It's also no longer invisible, and there's a dragon.
I'm gonna
This is
guiding
exactly the way
bolt.
this thing should go.
Guiding bolt at the thing.
Nice.
I rolled a 14.
Okay. So how does that work? Do you have to make an attack, or
It says you have to make a ranged spell attack. So 14 plus wisdom would be 17.
well, 14 was to cast it, right? But now you got to make an attack.
Oh, okay, right. I will do that again.
That's right.
18 plus 3, 21.
Even better. Yeah, that definitely
Yeah,
is.
right. This is a good dice. This Cthulhu dice works really well. So 46
Oh, nice.
plus 3, 9, 3, 12, 5, 17 points damage.
Oh man, all right, nice.
And the next attack roll gets advantage thanks to the mystical dim light glittering on the target.
Oh wow. So she went from being invisible to now having mystical dim light over her. It is
And
her
it's
turn
purple.
now. Now she has to decide. Man, who is she going to target? She was initially going to target the fighter, but now there's a whole bunch of other crap going on. I think she's going to, seeing the dragon as a bigger threat, she's still going to target the fighter. She's going to cast Witch Bolt and fails casting Witch Bolt. So she does some mumbo jumbo, but with all this crap going on, she's like, she can't get her spell off. So we're into the next round. So I'm just going to keep unless somebody really wants to go out of order, I'm just going to use my order here so I don't miss people because that throws me off. So Kimma, what do you want to do?
Oh, me again already. Sorry.
Yeah, well, because sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go at the end, I can do that. Just don't let me forget you.
No, I will. Oh, what the hell? I'll do Sacred Flame next.
Oh, all right.
Which is a
Read the both
cantrip.
spells before you die.
Well, might as well, right? And I just had the page out and now I lost it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So it's a cantrip. So
you don't have to roll for it.
They must succeed on a dex save.
Dex save, okay. She succeeded.
Okay, so it just fails.
Ah,
it's
so
not
she's
a half
dexy.
one.
She's not. Oh no, she failed the dex the first time. So now maybe she's on her toes. She wasn't ready for you the first time. Brucus.
I can't see what's going on inside the house, can I? Since I'm still outside.
Yeah, you could step a few feet into the door. It would not be a big deal.
Oh well, yeah. If I could step a few feet and cast a spell, when I walk, because I mean we can see this old hag or whatever. So I'm gonna walk in and see her. I'm gonna go, oh, the devil is here. I hate hags. You old witch. You will pay now. And I slam the staff down, and Rudolph's eyes start glowing like a purple color, and these bolts shoot out at her, and I'm casting fairy fire on her and turning her light purple so everybody can have advantage when they attack her.
Okay, so I mean, again, there's only one. It's on or off here. So because you did that, she is so the whole group now has advantage on everything because you guys have the upper hand. So boom. So everybody has advantage on everything that they do now until that changes. So that's very, very well done. Gesh.
Let's see. She's still there, correct?
Oh yeah, she's still there, right? She is lightly purple in color. Oh no, I guess it was only till the end of your next turn, right? So she's no longer purple. She's purple flaming from the other thing, from the fairy fire.
The advantage was till the next attack that had advantage against her. So for me personally, for Kima.
Starting to run out of
Oh, it doesn't run out until just any attack against her?
That is what it said.
Okay, perfect. No, that's perfect. Okay, so there has not been an attack. So she is glowing lightly purple from the sacred flame, right? Or from the other thing. Guiding bolt. She is brightly lit purple from the druid spell. She has a poncho on her, and she is no longer invisible.
Awesome. All right, give me 1 second.
You could not be more obvious.
Okay. All right. I'm running out of offense, but I'm gonna see if I can't hopefully get her. So she's standing kind of by herself, right?
Nope. She's standing right next to Poncho Man.
Poncho Man. So
That's how he threw the poncho.
If I fill the air in a cube 5 feet on each side, it'll hit him on it.
No, you can spell sculpt in this edition, right?
Yeah, there's enough space you can do it. I mean, yeah. It's
All
a
right.
cube. Well, hold on. It's a cube. It depends on how you do it. Yeah. A cube, you should be able to do it because.
Okay.
Yeah, because if not, my 20-foot, my fairy fire's got them all too, because it's a 20-foot cube. But I was thinking you could spell sculpt just to ignore your allies.
Okay, well, this one is just a 5-foot cube.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really ignore, but you can definitely do that. Like, you can't ignore them, but you can put it away from where the allies are. If that makes sense.
So a 5-foot cube should basically just be the space that she's standing in and nothing else.
Yeah,
So,
that shouldn't be a problem.
so I'm going to cast Cloud of Daggers.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to, let's see if it goes off. And it does not.
Ooh, okay. Well, you don't lose it if it doesn't go off, which I don't know. I'm thinking about changing because I think at first I was like, oh, if you lose it, that kind of sucks because this is tough, but you guys get a lot of spells. So I'm thinking you lose it. Maybe we'll try that if I run this again.
So it fizzles out. You said if it doesn't go off, you don't lose it?
You don't lose it according to the way the rules are.
Oh, okay. I thought I did lose it.
No.
All right. So Gesh waves his hands and chants and speaks words, and nothing appears to be happening.
You know, that's exactly what she did. So you guys are doing the same spell, the spell of nothing. Okay, and the dragon, Crystal.
Tamriel, she looks at her hands and her pretty scales. She kind of stretches out her wings a little bit and she laughs. And then she says something deeply in the draconic language. Whatever, speaking draconic. Anyone that can understand draconic will understand that she just said, I've never done anything like this in the arena before. And
I understand it.
and seeing as how her friends are kind of in the middle of this beast right now, or not beast, but hag right now. She doesn't want to risk breathing on it, so instead she'll just reach out to bite the hag.
Okay, she's gonna fly down, and slash at it or something.
Oh, am I outside?
I mean, you're like in the doorway. You can fly over to her.
Oh, okay. No, forget. Since they have the hag situation under control, I'll actually just do what I think I was actually put here for. I'll fly up into the air, and I'll use my breath weapon on the roof where the fire is, so that I can try and put it out. So I'm going to do cold breath on the roof.
Oh, nice. Okay, I think just to be thematic for the system, we'll still make you roll to cast it. So roll a d20, 10 or better.
Okay. 11.
Okay, perfect. You cast it. Yeah. So you, like I said, this is a big place and it's been raining. So the power of your breath, even being a small dragon, a very small dragon, you're able to put out. Let's say, actually roll a d4.
Okay. 4.
Okay, 100% of the roof. You put it all out. Done. Very nice. That was very Iceman from the X-Men right there. Well done. All right, yeah. So you fly up there and you're a good fireman. Everybody can probably see the steam coming off from miles away as the dragon is blasting the cold at the roof. And that's pretty awesome. And Handy, you're standing next to a poncho wearing hag.
Well, he definitely doesn't want her to remove that poncho. So basically, he's going to drive his rapier deep through the body of the woman so that she won't be able to take it off. But at the same time, he's going to elbow her and then make her fall down from the stairway if that's possible. If it's like a difficult roll or something like that, I'm willing to make that.
All right.
Okay, but before he does it,
He says, "Oh yeah, my elbow's been itching like crazy, and I think I'm gonna need an old crow to scratch the itch, man. We
Yeah,
ain't gonna
so-
leave the building without no little girl. Oh no, I ain't gonna leave the building without landing my flying elbow."
So it'll just still be a 10, but no modifiers. So you don't get any bonuses. Just straight 10 on each one.
Yes, sir. That is 15.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Bam! You stab her with the rapier, so do damage first.
Okay. No one's standing by her, right?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. What sort of damage does that rapier do?
D8, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
D8.
The rapier is the katana of 5e.
And I have rolled an 8.
Nice. Okay. All right. She does not die from that. However, let me still roll some damage for falling down the stairs. Okay. No, she doesn't. Okay. So you jam the rapier into her and hit her with the elbow. So you're leaving the rapier in her body, right? Because
Yes.
so it's just to punch her off. Yeah. So she rolls down, probably bending the rapier as she rolls to the bottom of the stairs, blood pouring out of her, and she with her probably her last breath, she says, "You'll pay," and she's gonna try to cast a spell. All right. Power word kill. No, just kidding. Oh, she fails. God damn, she's a terrible spellcaster. All right, she's unable to cast a spell. All right, so she's laying at the bottom of the stairs. Kimma.
Is she still alive?
She's barely, yeah.
Um,
Everybody's got, and remember too, everybody has, you should have had it for that. Everybody has advantage because she's, now she's prone.
I'm going to walk up and try to finish her off with my warhammer and just Gallagher her skull, like the watermelon.
Okay.
And I get advantage. So.
Yes.
Oh, good. Because that was a 5.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 17.
All right, that hits it.
Yeah. Ooh, good thing. So then we just 5 points of damage for my
That's
warhammer.
enough. You smash your holy
Yeah.
weapon into the hag and she dies. How's that feel?
And I yell, "Who's in the splash zone?" Because the viscera or the brains and bones from the skull just splash all over Handy.
Oh my God, Gallagher references.
Oh my
I know.
The best.
The camera cuts to the left. There's a bunch of people over there with like plastic bags over there.
I like this.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
And there you go.
And the strobe lights.
And
Yeah.
Handy looks at the gory scene and he says, "I ain't paying nothing. No, sir. Oh, yeah."
Okay, so you are currently standing in this house. The fire is now like smoldering and out, basically. The hag is dead. And you've got the 2 staircases. You've got the big door at the back. You've got a couple of doors at the east wall.
I would like to land on the building.
Okay.
And since I'm a medium dragon, I assume it'll take my weight. What I'd like to do is I'd like to crawl around and like look through the windows and stuff and see if I can find any valuables to direct my teammates to it more easily.
You're looking through the windows, basically?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Sure.
Or any little girls, I guess, too, but mostly valuables.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. This is where it all comes out. Yeah, so you start looking around. What you notice, well, first of all, most of the shutters are closed, but I mean, I suppose you could smash them up anywhere. You notice that there's a lot of bedrooms up here on the second floor. They are covered in cobwebs and dust and clearly not been in a long, long time. I mean, it looks like valuable stuff. Like there's mirrors that are lined in silver, and various like baubles and stuff, vases and paintings on the walls, and expensive looking rugs and tapestries and stuff like that. Yeah. In most of the rooms, as you kind of work your way down, smashing through. As you're doing that, what's everybody doing at the bottom? You gonna wait for her, or are you gonna?
Macho Man, we need to find the little girl.
Yeah, I guess we'd go up the stairs the hag was on, wouldn't we? Handy salvage.
Yeah, he does that, and he's looking around. He's yelling out for the girl. He says,
Little girl, you better answer, otherwise you're gonna stay here in the house, man.
and he's gonna use his perception to see if he could hear anything.
You're such
Okay,
a
yeah. I mean, you
softie.
mostly hear a dragon smashing windows. But we'll say just for the cinematic effect, you guys get to the top of the stairs and you go into some doors and you open up a door just almost at the exact same time as you see a dragon looking in the window. And yeah, this room is immaculately clean with a beautiful bed and dresser, clearly lived in. And you see a young girl, maybe 12 years old. She's sitting on the bed, kind of with her legs crossed, and she seems to be reading a book. And she looks up and she says, "Oh, I've never," and she sees the dragon and she's gonna look at me. She says, "Will the dreams stop now?"
Handy answers,
Oh yeah.
I fork out my big dragon snake-like tongue and lick her kind of like a puppy would lick someone. Only it's kind of weird because it's like a big flickery dragon tongue.
Yeah, it's probably like razor sharp. You cut her head off, she dies. No, yeah,
Gesh,
obviously.
I'll
Yes.
ask what dreams. Or sorry, Rush.
no, you're fine. Go ahead. I was basically going to ask the same thing. Was going to ask her to tell me about the dreams. So yeah, she beat me to it.
The flies, they come in my dreams. The flies from the dead fish littering the beach. And then she looks up and her eyes go like black and she says, "It's happening. It's happening." And being that you're outside, especially because all of a sudden the rain stops dead, like just immediately, like boom, it's no longer raining. And she says, "We run, run, run!" And she starts screaming, "Run!"
Yeah, and the
Okay,
house
she
is
sat
still on
down
fire
by
too,
the-
right?
No, the house is out. The dragon put it out.
Oh, they're completely out. Okay, I misunderstood.
Well, I rolled percent wise, and she rolled 100% basically.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
if
it's-
you mentioned down at the beach where the fish are, then Tamariel will say, I'll meet you at the beach. Only she probably says it in Draconic, but she probably doesn't realize she's speaking Draconic, but that's the only language that silver dragon wormlings know. So she just says it and says it in Draconic, and then she hops out the window and like flies off towards the beach.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
Going back downstairs to the outside.
well, I mean, is she saying run away from me, or just
She's saying, "Run away, run away! It's happening."
So Gesh would Gesh would try to kneel down beside her and say, "Do not let this one," and points to himself. "Do not let this one frighten you. I'm here to watch over you. Is there a place that is safe that we can take you? How do we escape the flies?"
As you're calming her down, her eyes start to come back a little bit normal, and she says, I know how to end it. I must go down into the crypts." And then you see her eyes are starting to go black again. And she's, "No, no, no, I can't stop it. I can't stop it." And she's screaming again.
So I'll turn and like take her by the arms, and I'll like take her arms and do like this, and try and like just very gently guide her into like putting her arms around my neck like a piggyback, and then I'll stand up and I'll say, "You will ride this one. We will go together."
Rush
I'll
is a
say,
big
if you're
cup of
sure
daddy.
about this, and follow them out, I guess.
Yeah, so you scoop her up. She's still screaming, kind of almost like not understanding what's happening to her, so she doesn't resist at all.
Yeah.
And you come back out into that main room. The place smells of smoke, and you can hear it crackling a bit now. It's not on fire, but it's still kind of smoldering in areas. And who has perception as a
Handy does.
Okay, we'll go ahead and roll. Trying to get a 15.
12 plus perception is regular 2. But I have a -2 modifier, so only 2. Excuse me, 12.
Yeah, you don't notice anything. Yeah, so you come out. You don't see an immediate like way to leave or do anything other than what I just said. But in the beginning, there's basically you can tell up here the balcony goes around. So the other set of stairs go down. You know where those are. You can see again at the far end. It's under the balcony currently now, but you remember it's there. There's a door, and then there's the 2 doors on the east wall, and then of course you're looking straight down at the door that you came through.
So as we go down the stairs, I'll reach up and pat her on the arms, and I'll kind of go, shh, while she's screaming, and I'll say, together you and this one will end the nightmares. And then I'll ask her, I'll say, the door to down below, which is it?
So her eyes start to flash again, and she says, in the garden. It's in the garden.
So I just kind of look at the others then. We must go to the gardens.
So we need to check the doors. We need to check all the doors, I guess.
Crystal, did you see what I sent you?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't see the chat.
That's okay. Yeah, I sent you. Okay. Yeah. So you guys move towards to the door you came in, or the other large door, or the doors on the east?
Well, whichever way she says is the way to the gardens. Is where I'm going.
Okay. She actually tells you through the other doors.
Okay.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, Handy's gonna look back. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Handy's gonna look back longingly at his ruined poncho, but he's gonna continue on with the rest of the party.
Outside, Tamriel is looking at the house, and she sees something, and she starts to try to breathe again, but the powers don't quite work, and she kind of begins to cough instead, and she's going to fly back into the window that she came out of.
Okay. Yeah, you smash through the window, get yourself through, and you see they're gone. Of course, they're down into the center part again.
So she'll chase after them.
Okay. Yeah, you can. I mean, you're probably just causing destruction as you rip your way through the building, but you guys hear this probably. You look up and you see the dragon coming down the stairs as you as you open those large doors below, and you can see there's these incredibly well manicured gardens. It's not large, but it's just beautifully manicured. And in the center, there's it's not concrete, but it's stone structure, and you can see that it's basically the opening into a staircase.
Okay.
Outside there are flies rising from some hole in the ground. Well, she says in dragon, which probably Gesh would have to translate what she says.
Yeah, which I would do.
And when you do that, you say that to the party, and they're probably taking a second to be oh, and you see over a cloud of just loaded with flies and various insects lower itself into the garden and just start destroying all the plants and stuff in there, and you can barely see through it. You can see that stone structure, but it's probably you have to sprint to get to it in around basically.
Yeah.
But you'd have to run through the flies at this point. They're basically blocking the way.
I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay. Do it.
You're sure it's 120 feet from me? No more than that?
Oh, no, they're right in front of you.
Oh, yeah. If they're in front of me, the rest of them will stand behind, and I'm going to go Move! You were in my way. We have got to get this done so I can get back some more fish stew. And I'm going to slam Rudolph in the ground. I'm casting Wind Wall. 50-foot long, 15-foot high, 1 foot thick wall of wind. Just going to blast them, and they will take make a strength saving throw or take 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, nice. Okay, they make it, but what do they take if they pass?
4,
Nothing.
8, 10 total. So if they pass, they take half.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah. I mean, I would say that based on your description of it, it blows like a hallway through. If you wanted to, if people followed it, they could probably get through without having to touch the bugs. Is that my understanding of it? It's basically making a hallway, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's strong. A wall of strong wind rises from the ground at a point you choose. You can make the wall up to 50 feet long, 15 feet high, 1 foot thick, and shape it any way you choose. So yeah, I would do that to make it kind of like a barrier to blow them back and let us walk through.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll assume I'm not gonna look it up. It's fine. Yeah, so you make this. That's cool. So the bugs are flying out of the way. You know, and it's killing some of them, obviously, but most of them like seem to have moved pretty quickly. You know, anybody who has any knowledge of monsters or magic or anything knows this is not natural, and what should be fourth level characters, you definitely know that. So yeah, you have a tunnel, at least temporarily, if you want to run through it.
Yep, it'll last up to 1 minute.
Let's go.
Okay. Yes, that's plenty of time. You could even walk.
I'm not gonna walk.
You can leisurely stroll your way through.
Finger guns and all that.
You're like, yeah. You can do since you know you got the poncho here. He'll be like, you know, doing that kind of stuff as you walk through. But yeah, you guys walk through.
Yeah, he lights up a cigar.
Can I do one thing while we're walking through?
Yeah, of course.
I was kind of behind Gesh when he'd grabbed the girl. I'm gonna just say a little prayer to Tyr. I'm gonna touch Gesh. I was gonna say on the shoulder, but I'm probably not tall enough, so right on the hip.
On the butt.
Yeah, on his butt. And I'm going to cast Death Ward on him and say, Tyr, protect this brave creature. He tried to help this little girl. And so that will help him a measure of protection from death.
Oh,
and
nice.
Yeah.
And
it lasts 8 hours.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you guys make your way quickly or slowly, because you have a minute, through the wind tunnel, essentially. You know, it's not windy where you are, of course. And you're at the top of these stairs. You can see that they go down pretty deeply into the ground. You know, of course, the Dragonborn can see completely in the dark. So you can see they go down about 100 feet, and then they seem to open up into like some kind of crypt area. And you do see that there's lining the walls down there. There are torches. They're not lit, but they're down there. So you know that if you got down there, you could light them up if need be. I mean, you don't need them, but
How often do I get a chance at recharge? Just every time I use it?
You got to roll it until you get it, I guess. It's because I think it's like you got to roll 5 or 6 to recharge of breath.
Yeah, but is it like do I roll that like once a round or
yeah, you roll it
once a turn? Oh, okay.
I mean, in combat you would roll it once a round. I guess it's just assumed that it just recharges after that.
Yeah, like I'm wondering if I'm outside of combat because eventually I would get it.
Yeah, you get it back. By the time there's another combat, you'll have it again.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're technically in combat right now, but I'm not going to be making. I mean, you shouldn't say combat. You're in a scene right now, but it's fine. I mean, I would say that you get it back. Makes sense.
You know, technically, Guardian of Faith up. Should he have done damage to the flies? Now that I think about it.
Oh, actually, I was going to roll until I got a 5 or a 6 to let know how long it would be, but my next roll is a 5. So
there you go.
1 round, I guess.
So what were you saying about Guardian of Faith? What?
I was going to say, should he have done damage to the flies if they were within 10 feet of me? Not that I want him to. I just, should he have mechanically? What do you think?
Oh, you're saying if you want to walk out into the flies, you could do that. Oh, right.
Oh, no. I'm saying as I was walking through, if they were close to me, if it was just a
Oh.
hallway, I'm wondering if he would have triggered him.
Yeah, probably you are right. So what is it? How's that work again?
Any creature hostile to that moves to a space within 10 feet of the Guardian, and he's just kind of right near me for the first time on a turn. So I guess if they're not moving into the space.
Right. Yeah, I don't think you can like ram people with it. I think the idea is if somebody comes to you, it's a Guardian. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say
not
no.
use him for that, so it's good.
Yeah, you can not use it. That's fine. That makes sense, anyways. You don't want to use it for that, believe me. Okay, so you're going to need it for something else. All right. So you guys make your way down the stairs. I'm assuming. She's back to screaming again. I just don't feel like screaming, but you can just imagine. She's like, no, stop. We can't go down here. No, this is not. No, go back. This is not right. Don't go down here. That's what she's screaming as you're walking down, and her eyes are black.
Handy holds up his hand and says, "That old woman, she said that something evil under the manor is feeding on the energy of the little girl. If we're to take down this little girl down there, maybe she's gonna be drained of her energy. Oh man."
And he tells that to Gesh.
And he would look over at you and say, "So you wish to leave her by herself?"
We could take her away from this place, man. Leave her by her uncle or whatever he was. The old man, man. And we can come down here on our own. Oh, yeah.
This one thinks she needs to face her fear and see her captor destroyed.
Well, you know more about these things than I do. It's very rare that, I forget, Pancho Man, Handy Salvage, will admit that you're right, but this time, my brother, you seem like you know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, let's go.
So as you guys are talking, you're making your way down the stairs. You can hear the sound of the wind, and then it stops, and then you just hear a deafening sound as it starts to fill the tunnel of the flies as they come down the tunnel and engulf everybody.
As they're coming down, can Tamriel turn, since she's at the back anyway, and use her ice breath on the swarm?
I'm gonna say there's not enough space for you to turn around properly. You're in a human-sized tunnel going into the ground. I would say, how big is a wormling?
I'm probably like crawling. It says medium, but I assume I'm like horse size.
Yeah. Well, let's roll initiative. If you're medium, you can do it. Good. You roll by roll since you're probably in the back.
Okay.
D6 for initiative.
I rolled a 6.
Oh, okay. They got a 1. Go ahead. Blast away.
Nice. So she quickly turns and lets out her ice breath. Let me see how much that does again. Which is 48.
Nice. For dex save for a breath weapon.
Yes, it's a dex save for half.
Okay. Okay.
And it's 13. Or half if you made it.
All right, so half, so 6. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you blast.
It's a Constitution save.
Oh well, it doesn't matter anyways.
Okay.
I'm making all the. I gave the thing the medium the same stat throughout the whole thing because it's based on CR.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 13. So that's 6. So that would give it. Oh, math, Daniel. Okay, there we go. That's how many points it is. Jeez, 5E's make me do like math. All right, so this thing comes down. It's going to engulf around everybody. So, everybody, Sage. No, hold on. Everybody, anybody.
Everybody.
So I'm going to say that it has to make an attack because it doesn't really say. All right, so it's just going to attack each of you because you're engulfed. So you'll each get attacked once. All right, so Kimma. Ooh, that is well over 20. I'll actually let me do this so I don't confuse myself. Yes, it will. It just does 20 automatically.
No, they need to dex save.
Okay, right. No, failed. But I mean, 20 is the number it does. It doesn't.
20 is the number, correct.
What's it called again?
A Guardian of Faith.
Just need to check one thing.
Yeah.
So many things to check. Because I want to make sure you're getting full benefit.
I gotta make sure I'm using it right.
No, I'm sure you are. I just want to make sure. This is kind of a weird thing because it's not a I mean, these aren't all normal monsters, so I have to kind of use a little interpretation here, as usual. Large cycle has how the duration. The question is whether or not it. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to give anything away. Okay, I see. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so it actually it's got like a sword or something, and it swings at the creature.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I assume whatever weapon it has based on your thing. Okay, cool. Yes, it swings through. It failed its save. So now it's used 40 of the 60.
Okay.
Your damage, though?
Yep.
Yeah. Oof. Your damage is
What is
3.
that muttering in the background like a voice?
Yeah, what is
It's coming
that?
from Rush.
Rush.
Sorry, you guys are breaking up
Okay.
on my end.
No, I think there was some.
Were you
sound.
listening to something or was
I
some
wasn't.
audio?
Michelle was, but I wasn't.
I was coming across. I could hear it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So you take 3 points of damage.
3, okay.
Kish. Kish, that's my combination of Kish and Kimma. Okay, Brucas. That is a 10, so that misses you.
Ooh, just barely.
Kish. That is an 19 actually. So that hits you, I'm assuming. Yeah, you see your armor class right there. Ooh, 8 points of damage.
Ooh.
Might have to add exploding dice to this. I think we're gonna have to add exploding dice, but that's fine. We won't do it this time. Demerel, the dragon. Oh, what's your AC now? Oh, it doesn't matter. I rolled a 9. I'm sure it's not.
Yeah, never know. If I've calculated everything correctly, 99. 17.
17? Okay, so a little better than almost. Okay, and so that misses you. Poncho Man. 9, so that misses you. You are also missed. All right, so you guys are engulfed in flies. You're like most of the way down. And it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Is there any stone here around us, like portions of stone walls, or?
Yeah, I mean you're in a stone tunnel for sure.
Can we light up a torch?
Go for it.
Yeah,
Do you
Handy
have
lights
one?
up a torch.
gonna-
There are torches on the wall, right?
They're at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try a spell then and see if it will help us.
Okay. I mean, you could run down to the bottom if you want. You would just to get the torch. You can definitely do that. It's dark, but I mean, you were told they were down there, so I'm sure you can figure it out.
Yeah,
Are they still coming in? All these flies, they're still coming in from the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going. 11. I'm going to cast Stone Shape. So what I want to do is I'm going to cast that, and part of the stone starts forming into like this door with hinges, and I'm going to put up this big stone door between us and the outside and seal it off.
Oh, nice.
Wow, that's really
Okay.
powerful.
That's pretty badass. All right. I mean, some of them are already in there with you, so roll a d10.
Me? Okay.
Just to see how many you block, basically.
3.
Okay. Okay, so there's a chunk of them in there with you, but you blocked off like the vast majority of them, you would imagine. But that was a good move. So yeah, you could run down the stairs and get a torch if you wanted to. It would just be your whole turn to do that, basically.
So,
Oh, hold on though. Is stone shape because polymorph is a concentration spell? Is stone shape concentration? or no?
Stone Shape says instantaneous duration.
Okay, it's not. Okay. I thought that was it. Okay, you're good. Fine. It's been a while. Okay, so sorry. I just wanted so I don't lose my order here. So you're doing that, but all right, Kim hasn't gone yet. I'm just back at the top.
Back at the top. What can
So
I do?
basically, in this round, so these things came down the stairs essentially, and I kind of had them go ahead of you, which I shouldn't have, but I did because I only had Crystal go. So basically, the dragon shot some fire or ice, I should say, at them and killing a chunk of them. Then they kind of ripped past you guys, and although actually you beat them in initiative, so Yeah, whatever. So it's your turn, Kima.
Okay.
So it's not as many flies in here as there was before, but there's definitely some in here still.
Some in here.
Yeah. What you want to do?
Well, what do I want to do? Well, I don't really have an AoE, so all I can really do. How much? Agesh, are you still okay?
Oh yeah, I'm at full
Okay.
health.
Oh,
You
I
took 8
thought
points of
someone got
damage.
hit.
I did.
Yes, you did.
I told you you guys were breaking up. So, so
No, you're breaking up.
yeah, apparently.
Points of damage.
I'm not breaking up. You're breaking up.
I'm still pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I try to just use my warhammer to smash a big group of flies into the wall?
I mean, you can try.
I can try. I mean, I don't have really much.
There's nothing wrong with trying.
I will try.
All right, go for it.
And no, that does not work. I rolled a 2.
Okay, yeah, you smash into the wall, but you don't think you really got any flies. At least not a significant number. Okay, so Burgess went because he just thinks of Gesh.
If she's on my back with her arms around my neck and I cast invisibility, will she go invisible too?
No.
Well, shit.
I'm pretty sure invisibility specifically calls that out.
Okay.
The whole party gets on each other's shoulders.
Yeah.
That's invisibility. That's why they did that.
You said torches at the bottom. Are they lit?
They are not. However, your thief is moving past you all to get down there to do it.
Well, I'm just going to go with him then because
Okay.
I've got daggers and these are flies. So, and I don't like Kima. I don't have any kind of spell that affects multiple things. So I'm just going to grab her and head down to the bottom because I can see in the dark better than him.
Get out your chopsticks. Start catching them.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you run down to the bottom. So all right. So at the end of the first round, we're currently with the. There's now a huge stone door just behind the dragon that is blocking, the majority of the flies behind there. There's still some there in there with you, so you guys are still somewhat engulfed. And the thief, Poncho Man, and the Dragonborn Warlock are down at the bottom getting torches so people can see. And on the stairs are our cleric, our druid, and the dragon. Coming to the next round. I'm just going to start at the top. You did because you went first. That's why that round was very confusing.
Sorry.
Yeah. I screwed that one up and it went out of order. So let me just start at the top so I don't get lost again. So Kima.
All right. Seeing that I did not do any damage, I will join Gesh and Handy at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay. Barukas.
Yeah, he's moving on further down with the rest of them.
Okay. Gesh, you're at the bottom. What you can see at the bottom, by the way, I should probably point this out, since you are down, you've been down there longer than the rest. So this is basically like a catacombs. You can see that there are, large niches, burial niches and stuff set aside on all the sides. You can see a few like kind of nicer, like a bigger sarcophagus type, burial areas. So basically you can see this is where they bury the wealthy and stuff. It is all the stuff you see is it's kind of like a big open cave. So they didn't, they built this. It's kind of like Batman, right? Like they built like a nice thing going down to it, but it's just a cave basically that they kind of just occupy with this. So where it is decorated is just basically on the burial areas, and it seems very, very finely decorated. One thing that's probably most obvious is that it is like the back cave. When you look out across, you can see there's a huge hole in the side of the wall, and you can see out into the night. So there's like a cliff out there.
Oh, okay.
As you come to the bottom, yeah, and there's some torches and stuff that you guys are lighting up.
Well, when I get to the bottom, the first thing I'm going to do, since I can see really well, I'm going to just reach up and grab 2 torches right off the wall and put the heads of them together and turn and face Handy so that he can do one striking of the whatever. I'm hoping he's got the ability to light a torch, and then he can just strike it once and light both torches at the same time.
Okay, yeah, double torch lighting. That's pretty high level stuff there. That's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you guys light the torches.
And then once they light, I'm going to give one to him.
Okay. So the final person on the stairs is our dragon, Tamarel.
Yeah,
Dragon.
Tamural.
Tamarel.
Yeah, Tamural. Tamural will. There's still insects surrounding us, right? Or
Yeah, you're the last ones kind of in the swarm of them. They're following the rest of the group down the stairs, but you're still in the midst of most of them.
okay.
I mean, at this point, if you were to blow your breath, you'd be blowing it down towards the party because behind you is
Yeah, she feels like the tingle in her throat, and she knows that at this point she wouldn't be able to do her breath anyway. So she's gonna try and use her wings to cause a gust of wind to just basically try and push some of these gnats back. Maybe try and get them in a form or something where maybe they can be handled better or something. Just try and gust her wings together and
I mean, that's a really good idea. Just I don't think there's enough space because remember
Okay.
you're in a small human-sized tunnel.
All right. Well, then she'll just say again in a draconic, continue quickly.
Okay. Do you want to head down with the rest of the party into the cave, or are you going to just stay up there?
Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. So basically, this round, everybody's just kind of getting into this cave area, and these flies are following you down. But again, they're much smaller group now as it comes down. So they're going to kind of attack everybody again. Although actually, now that I'm reading this, they don't attack you. You make a save. So everybody make a save with their dexterity. So if you are proficient in dexterity, you can add your proficiency bonus. If you are not, you don't add anything. It's just a straight D10, just straight 10 on a D20.
18.
Do I get what the wyvern gets? I mean, the wormling gets. I mean, I am a wormling, right? So I get the added bonus it gets, right?
Yep, you get the only if you're proficient in dexterity.
Yeah, it gets a +2 to dex saving throws.
Okay, perfect.
When you say proficient in dexterity, I mean, do you mean dexterity being the highest score, or do you mean
no? You can be. You're only proficient in. You definitely are because you're a rogue. Like when you look at the character that has
Your saving throws, they have usually
saving
there's two
throws.
of them.
Yeah, it's called saving throws. Basically, your saving throws. You're proficient in the saving throw. So like a rogue definitely is. Yeah. So then you would add your proficiency bonus for your level and your dex. If you're not proficient, like let's say a paladin, I'm guessing probably isn't. Yeah, like a paladin's not. They would add nothing. They just roll straight.
Cool.
The dragon's not. If what's the dragon's dex? The way that you would know is if it's got a.
Yeah, my dex is a 10, but I got a +2 saving throw.
Okay, so yeah, so that means that it's that you're proficient. So
Yeah.
you would get it. Exactly.
Yep,
That
I
makes
got
sense.
23, by the way.
12.
Of course you did. Okay, you only need 10. So, did anybody not get 10? Okay, so you're all going to take half damage. So everybody takes 3 points.
Okay.
I had to roll for my hit points, right? Or do I just take average?
We'll do average. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be on
how
there.
much?
45. It says on that sheet there 45.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. No. Don't do it that way because we're doing it with these rules. Since you're a challenge rating 2, you have 20 hit points.
Oh, okay.
Dragon. Yeah. Because otherwise, you will be the most powerful creature in this entire. You'll be more powerful than
All right.
everything in this module put together.
20, and then how much damage was that?
3. 3 if you failed. The 3 if you passed. 6 if you failed. Yeah. So the way it works is your challenge rating is your hit points. It's also your attack bonus. So if you're going to attack anything, then you're +2. That's it. No matter what it says anywhere else. I'll have to figure out how to do the rest of it though, because like the breath weapon is a little tricky, but I think that's probably fine for right now. So yeah. So if you're going to attack physically, because I don't know if you will or not, but you'll get +2 to hit, and your damage will just be straight damage, which will be the D10. It won't be any pluses to that.
Okay.
Because you're a monster, so you get treated like monsters. Okay, that's cool. So now it's your turn again. So you're basically at the bottom. You've got these torches lit. You can see this thing. You notice too, coming from the cave side is the rest of the flies. They've circled around. And the girl, her eyes come back to normal a bit, and she says, "Let me down. Let me down."
So I hand Kimma one of the other torches to fight the flies with, and then I reach up and grab her by her hands and kind of do that whole bit and gently set her down.
Okay, so her bare feet settle onto the rocky ground down there. She looks at you all and she says, I know how to end it. And then she starts walking towards the big opening in the cave, basically. And it's what does everybody want to do, actually? Because I guess that's her turn. If she's doing that, you're putting her down. Who hasn't got to go? Let's see. Sorry, I'm taking stuff out of order. But Kimma, what do you want to do? You got flies all around.
Do they seem to be reacting to the torch at all?
Yeah, a torch will do damage against them, you think?
Okay, I want to try and do that.
Yeah, you'll still have to roll to attack, but yeah.
Yep. Nope.
No?
Can't hit the flies for anything.
How about Brookus? You can see that they're starting to come around the other side as well.
Yeah, he's going to use a produce flame, and as the flame starts lighting up in, of course, Rudolph's nose, and the flame starts turning red and bright red, he's going to hurl it towards a group of them that's within 30 feet of him, and hopefully hit them. But I'm adding with a 9. He will not hit anything.
No, 9 doesn't. Yeah, it kind of goes through them and that singes a couple, but nothing to do any major damage to the group. And make sure I'm not skipping anybody. Gish, you're dealing with the girl. Tamaril, what you want to do? Got flies. You got more flies.
First, I'm gonna roll to see if I recharge. I do not.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll just continue to follow the group. I don't think there's much I could do.
Oh, do you want to try that? You can try that wing thing here. I should probably say that you're in a bigger space now. If you want to try that again.
Cool. So I will try the wing thing here.
All right. We'll just make it as a regular attack. So just to do a normal attack, which is just +2, and you're trying to get a 10.
Okay. 13.
Okay. And then do a D10 damage, because that will definitely damage them.
8.
Nice. Yeah, you see by doing this, you're like slamming them around, and some people are getting them splattered on their armor and stuff. They're like splatting all over the place. The dragons, whoosh, the torches are almost going out. You guys are like, "Oh crap!" As all this is going on. Okay, now it's back to them again. So again, you just make a saving throw.
I don't think I went.
That's right, you didn't go.
Yeah,
so I forgot. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he's gonna wave the torch around and basically try to burn some flies.
Okay. I get so excited about the dragon. That's the end of it for me.
He's got 8. No, excuse me, 17 plus 2, 19. My mind's failing. What do I roll for damage with that? 1d6?
Which is a d4.
D4. And maximum 4.
Hey. Okay. Yeah, that does damage.
I killed like 4 flies.
Yep, 4 flies time. So as you're doing this, and the wind and everybody's kind of this, you can't. The girl's slowly walking towards the big cave, and from the cave rising through, like floating in the air, is this huge stony circle that seems to have an eye on it. And it's just looking, and you can just feel the cold and the evil that's coming off of it. And it has like these like spikes coming out, almost like it's like you could imagine that if it was a mouth, it could close, but the eyes like in the middle of it. And it kind of comes up and it says, I see you've come to die. And it is going to use its cone of fear. So everybody should make a wisdom saving throw. So again, if you're proficient in wisdom, you get your wisdom bonus and your wisdom, you get your proficiency bonus and your wisdom. If you're not proficient in wisdom, or your saving throws are not wisdom, then you don't get anything. It's just a straight roll. And you got to get a 10.
I got 13.
Nice.
Even with all my bonuses, I still failed.
Oh no.
Success.
Yep.
With my bonuses, I succeed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
that's-
my bonus. Yep.
Same with me. I missed it by 1, but I get +3 because I'm proficient.
Okay, so if you fail, you're going to basically haul ass back up those stairs to that door that you made that you can't get through. So you actually saved.
No! I put hinges and I can open it.
Oh, that's true. You made a nice door. You're like, no, I was thinking about this. Yes, you run up to the door. You'll get another save. It's 5e, so you get a save every round at the end of your turn. So next round you'll be running and then you'll make a save. Okay, that's all that thing does. But you guys are in the flies. Now it's your turn again. Yep.
If I was behind him, could I attempt to grab him?
He's going to try to fight you because he's frightened.
Okay.
But, I mean, you can. It'll be his test of strength. You'll have to wrestle.
I mean, I think I got that right now.
Somebody's
Yeah,
to wrestle.
I think there's somebody better for you to wrestle at the moment, though.
I mean, you can do it. You'll probably win, but I mean, that's up to you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if he's going to open that door, that's going to bring those insects down. So
Well,
I
they
think
came around
someone
the
needs
other
to
side
stop them.
Yeah, they're coming
No,
through
remember
anyway.
they come the other side. They circled
Yeah.
around and come in the other way.
Okay. Shit.
Oh yeah, they're smart. Well, I mean, they're not smart, but
They're being guided.
something is smart. Yeah, so that's up to. I mean, you can on your turn. You can try to grab them, but maybe think that over.
Never mind.
Okay. So Kimma, you see giant hellball, we'll call it, flies, and a little girl walking towards it, and a dragon, and a running druid. I think that describes the whole scene.
All right. I'm going to cast from my war domain spiritual weapon.
Oh, nice.
And it looks like a giant warhammer, since my deity likes warhammers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a floating spectral weapon. And just because I think that's how I'm going to be able to reach this thing. It says when you cast a spell, you can make a melee spell attack, but the weapon has to be within 5 feet. So I want to start moving the weapon towards the ball of rage.
Yeah, so, what you can you don't have to cast it right in front of you, right? You
Nope.
can cast it at him.
You can cast it right next to him.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 60 feet.
Yeah.
Let me roll to
You
see
can
if the cast goes.
That's one of the best spells because you can just make it fly all over the room.
Yeah, 15, so it casts.
Nice.
It's like
Make
Lady
an attack.
Thor.
Yeah.
Mjolnir.
So can I roll to make it make a melee attack?
Yeah, it says when you
Same
cast
turn?
it, you can do it, right? Yeah.
Okay.
You won't be able to do the other thing that you can do, which is make a bonus attack every round. You'll have to this or that is how we'll do
Right.
it. But for this round, you can do it for sure.
That's what I figured. But since I don't know if I'll be able to reach him, since he's a big. Ooh, 18
Oh, that hits.
on the dice.
Yeah, that hits by itself.
And right in the eye.
Only 6 points of damage.
Ah, nice. Okay.
6 less than 8.
Is that bludgeoning? No, I'm just kidding.
It's force damage,
No, I'm
actually.
just kidding. I mean, I know that's like such a big thing, but it means nothing in this because I don't think any of that matters.
No.
Okay. I mean, I guess it could matter if you want to use it, but I'm not using it. Okay, good. Yes, you slam this thing into it, and it whacks into it. It doesn't see. It's like sitting there and just whack, and it kind of just like, if it could squint, it squints.
Okay.
And it says, "Your god means nothing to me." Brucus, you're running, so you can make a
So
save.
make a
at the end.
save. Oh my god! I'll fail by 1 again.
Oh,
All right, so you're up through the door, running back into the house. You're gonna be at town by the time we're done.
Yeah.
Gesh.
All right. So I am going to, when I see this thing come up, give me 1 second here. Oh, yeah. God, I hope this works out. So when I see it, I go, this one sees the thing of the nightmares. And I start casting a spell. I'm going to attempt to cast Blight and pray to God that this thing works.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that spell.
Yeah, 8d8 damage.
Yep.
So I cast on a 13. It goes off.
Cool.
Target takes 8d6 necrotic damage on a failed save or half that much on a successful one. The save is a non-magic. Okay, if you target a creature, I guess it just saves versus the spell DC.
Yeah, the save's always going to be 10 for everything.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, go for your save.
Yeah.
Please miss it.
This is a good spell. The only issue here is that this thing is made out of stone.
But is it a construct or is it a creature?
No. Well, this is great. If it's a non-magical planet, a creature, a tree or shrub, it saving throw, it just dies. That's so mean. It's like, oh, this spell is good for killing a tree. No, it doesn't say that it doesn't even say you can't use it on a construct. I'm just curious as to just the way it describes the spell. But it makes a save. But go ahead and do the normal the half damage, right?
18. Yeah, hold on. I gotta finish rolling it all up.
That's still a lot of damage.
Great spell.
2.
That's a very good spell.
Ah! Sorry, on the floor.
It's a 1 if it's on the floor.
All right, so
I feel like
it's 32 divided by 2. So
16?
yeah, 16 points of damage, I guess.
All right. Yeah, this thing shakes and shudders as you see it just kind of start to crumble a little bit, and it says, "You will die first." And then we are up to. I lost the next person. I think it's Crystal. But hold on.
Can you imagine if that thing had gone off with a failed save? That would have been so great.
Epic.
Yeah, that was actually very good. Yes, Crystal and the dragon. What would you like to do?
Tamiriel, she feels that tingling in the back of her throat stop as she feels the magic return. But I'm guessing there are people in melee around this thing, right?
Well, the only thing that's between you and the thing and the creature really is the little girl. She is walking towards it, kind of blocking your way. Talking about
Just get beside her at least.
Yeah. I mean, how far away is this thing? How far away is the girl?
Well, it's you're there, and it's over the other there. How do they say it in this? It's basically it's close. I mean, she's close to it. She's basically at the thing for all intents and purposes. If you do an area effect attack on the thing, it will hit her. That's what else.
What if I run? What if I like move up behind her or whatever?
If you do an area effect
beside
attack
her.
on the thing, it will hit her. That's basically how we judge it.
All right. Well, then, if she can reach it with her flight, then or
Claw.
movement or whatever, she'll move forward to. I think bite this thing.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna go after the thing. Okay, good. Its AC is 14. Make an attack.
And just to make sure, like it does look like it's trying to like manipulate her, right?
I mean, it hasn't spoken to her or anything.
The only one that's spoken to is me.
Yeah.
What did it tell you, or would you tell us?
Huh?
I mean, it said it out loud, but it wasn't.
He just told me I would die first.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if it's already making death threats, then I'll move in. And as a dragon, I'll say,
You may have a hard time recognizing me, but it is I, Temriel the Terrible, and by my things you shall die. And I will bite down on it on a 17 to hit.
Awesome, that hits, yeah.
Oh man, my mighty teeth only do 1 point of damage as I kind of try to sink my teeth into something for the first time.
Yeah.
I mess up a bite, and I think I can go more shallow than I really need to, and so I kind of just give it like a nibble.
You didn't open wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's hard judgment. You're new to that mouth. Okay. Handy salvage. What would you like to do? You're engulfed in flies. Out ahead of you is a little girl, a dragon, and some kind of stone beast.
He's gonna run past that girl, waving all these, the torches to get the flies out of the way. And as he does so towards that monster, he's saying,
Man, there ain't no way Poncho Man Handy Salvage will come all the way down to an old catacomb here and get stung by flies and just leave without poking an eyeball monster with my sword. Oh, yeah.
and then, he rushes up there and tries to plunge his sword into the eye of the beast.
All right, go for it.
And
Again, die.
hopefully there's a creature standing right next to that creature. So sneak attack hits. I roll 17 plus 2, so that's 19. And he does, what is that? 3 plus 9 points of damage.
Oh, nice. Oh my God, the sneak attack. That's so funny. All right, yes, you jam into this thing very deeply, much more deeply than the dragon. Okay, so everybody make a dex save because the flies are engulfing everybody.
Nope.
Oh, I failed that time.
Natural 20.
Nice. That's good. If you fail, take 7.
Ow!
If you succeed, take 3.
Well, he's definitely going to kill me now.
Maybe. It's going to be down to the wire, probably.
No,
Remember, you have Death Ward on you, Gesh. So
Oh, that's right. What happens?
I don't know. About that.
We haven't gone to 0 yet.
Death Ward. Here it is. God, all these papers. The first time the target would drop to 0 as a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1.
Yes.
And the spell would end. Or if the spell is still in effect when the target is subject to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Right. So if it was like a save or die or something, that doesn't happen very often, but okay, that makes sense. Cool. All right, that was that. The creature is now going to swing it basically right out of the center of its eye. Eldritch tentacle comes out and it's going to try to attack the dragon first. 17 misses you, right? Because didn't you have an 18 AC? Or what was your AC?
Actually, I think I'm right at 17. I am 17 on the dot.
Yeah. No, yeah, okay. So you get whacked. Oh my God. Max damage, 12 points.
Ooh, wow, that actually hurt a lot.
Yeah, it says, I'll get to you, baby dragon. Not you, baby dragon, but the other baby dragon.
Yeah.
And it's going to swing out at Poncho Man because you're right there too. That is a 15, which once again exactly hit you, but this only does 3 points of damage.
Yikes.
Yeah. So that's all you can do.
Gritting teeth, is that a separate action?
Yeah, it's your action for the round. You can do it next round if you want.
I got you.
Yeah. And it is actually everybody's turn. So I'm just going to start at the top. Kima. Oh, also, yeah, okay, it's fine.
Is everybody, all my party members within 60 feet of me? Are all my party members?
Yeah, sure.
Because I want to cast.
Well, no, not to Tony's character, but everybody else is. Yeah.
I'm going to leave spirit. Well, no, I didn't think. Yeah. I'm going to leave my spiritual weapon active because that lasts for a minute.
Right, but if you use it to attack, that's all you can do.
Right. I'm just going to leave it up. I'm not going to dismiss it, but I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word. I was just checking to make sure it wasn't like 2 concentration spells or something like that. It's not.
Yeah. Awesome.
Mass Healing Word on everybody. And I will say,
Nice.
Tyr, aid us in our fight. So everybody gets 5 points of hit points back. 1d4
nice.
my spell casting.
I'll take it.
You hear down the hall. Oh yeah!
Snaps into a Slim Jim, and he's basically.
Sniffing to a Slim Jim.
So, all right, so that's good, awesome. Brucus, you're running.
Yeah, let me see if I can make it this time. Oh, yeah, by 2 this time, so I made it.
Yay.
Nice. All right, so you can come back if you want. I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah, I'll start back that way.
Yep. You're like, oh, that wasn't so scary. And you turn around and come back. Gesh.
All right. Gesh is going to attempt to cast. I think
You notice, by the way, that the girl is standing right at the opening now. So,
yeah, I'm trying my best. The last. Oh, shit. Hold on. Is it safe? Would it be safe for me to assume that this creature is not of this plane?
make an intelligence roll.
I do have Arcana. I don't know if that would help.
Yep, you can use Arcana, sure.
Okay, so intelligence +3. 15 +3 for an 18.
It is something from this plane. Yeah, you would know that it is. Yeah, it's like a construct basically. I mean, you would.
No, all right. Shit. All right, because that would have been awesome. Because I could have banished it. I could still banish it, but I can still banish it, but it'll come back in a minute. I'm going to cast a cloud of daggers again, since it didn't go off last time. Please God, I got rolled a 10.
Nice.
All right, so
how does that work?
Cloud of daggers, and I have to use the PDF because my binding of my player's handbook is completely obliterated. Cloud of daggers. You fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose within range. Creature takes 44 slashing damage when it enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn in there. When you cast the spell, okay, so there's no save.
Awesome.
Sweet. So I'm going to put it right on his head.
Nice.
And so he won't take the damage until he starts his turn. But there's this like cloud of daggers that are just spinning right around him, starting to cut into his flesh or his whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, just do the damage now. This is easier to do.
Oh, just do the damage now? Okay. All right, so that'd be 4d4. So it's 1, 2. I actually have 3 d4s up here, so we'll just reroll one of them.
That's so interesting. That actually makes it very powerful with no save.
Yep. Let's see. 4, 7, 8, 9, plus 2 more for 11.
Okay. You call to your otherworldly patron for power after just being healed by a very legitimate god. Well, who's to say what god's are legitimate or not? I don't want to make that
chained god, the great wanderer.
Yeah. So the daggers start just and cutting into this thing, and you just see pieces of it start to fall, and also both Crystal's dragon and Handy can make a perception check right now.
Ooh, it's a dragon. I get a +4 to my perception.
I got 15.
Okay. The girl steps off the side of the cliff.
Well, God damn it. I point at the dragon and I say in Draconic, use your blessed form and go get her.
If you have to take the time to say that, then
it's too late. I know.
Yeah. Like, well, if I see her walking off the side, I'll take off to fly. And when Gesh says that, like, I'm like already flying off. And I kind of look back like, I didn't know he spoke orc.
Wait, what happened to that creature? Is it destroyed?
It's destroyed. Yeah.
Okay. Handy's gonna, use his athletics ability and acrobatics, if that's applicable, to try and save her from falling into her doom.
Okay. So this is what I'll do. If you can come up with a good combo move here between the two of you, I'll give you advantage on it.
Okay. Well,
He's gonna say, the girl is gonna dive off the cliff, man. We're gonna tag team and take this down, yeah. Oh yeah, Tamariel and Pancho Man. Handy Salvage is gonna take her from her doom. That's what I'm talking about.
and then he's saying that as he's like vaulting over, he grabs Tamariel's, the tail as she's flapping, and then he pulls himself up over it, does a somersault, and tries to, grab the girl's hand as she's about to fall off the cliff.
And you're like holding onto the tail with your feet. Or
No,
maybe
no,
the dragon's holding you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's like vaulting off the dragon's, tail to launch himself, and then grab her, and at the same time either try to hang on to the dragon or the cliff, or something like that. He's gonna do his best to hang on
All
to
right.
something.
That seems legit. I'll give you guys as a combination move. You guys can both roll a d20. So it'll be like whoever has the best roll will gets to actually narrate what happens. Assuming that
for this particular move, I'm gonna use my inspiration, which I've received earlier.
Nice. You can roll 2 and pick your best, and Crystal, you roll 1, and whoever gets the highest d20 gets to narrate how you hopefully save the girl. You only need to get 10.
Okay.
I got
Who is it?
18 plus 7.
What do I need to roll? I'm
25.
sorry.
A D20.
Roll it basically an athletics check. D20 plus athletics.
Yep, I got
Okay.
25.
Let's see. As a wormling, do I have athletics? I'm not sure. I actually don't have athletics as a wormling, as
All right,
the
so
dragon
just-
wormling. So it's just a 17. So
Okay. Well, I guess
got-
it happens the way that the Poncho Man says.
So basically, he's gonna launch himself by grabbing onto the tail of the dragon, and then as he's whipped around over the head, over the body of the dragon turns, and as it does so, he grabs the arm of the girl as he's falling down. She's falling down, and then he says,
Well done, my friend. We just got her. Just fly over to make sure that we're safe on the ground. Oh yeah, man.
So as you guys are flying to like the top of the cliff to like land or whatever to put them down, you see the druid huffing it back. Right, currently in the cave, the flies are now starting to disperse as the rest of the party is down there, and then we'll do a cutscene to everybody together. I guess you're probably no longer a dragon, so you can talk, Crystal, unless you want to be a dragon for the final scene.
oh no, I'm definitely still a dragon.
Okay, so you guys are gathered outside, and the girl says to you, "The curse is broken. I thought I'd have to die for the curse to be broken, but through your magic, you were able to save me. My family was quite rich, and there are many treasures here. You will be well taken care of for your heroism. Thank you." And let's do a famous Tony move, and let's see how it ends. So here we go. How does it end for Kima?
Kima, having saved the child, goes back to her temple and says, Tyr, thank you for all of your assistance. We couldn't have, well, maybe we could have done it without you, but I like to think we couldn't have. And she continues her good works, venturing around. She still hates boats and never gets on a boat again. She can help it. And she goes and adventures around and brings justice to the world in Tyr's name. Just no boats.
Excellent. Fantastic. Excellent. How about Tamariel, the dragon, temporarily at least?
It only lasts an hour, right?
Yeah.
So she spent the rest of her time just like having a blast, flying around the island, like coming in real close to the water, like gliding it with the tips of her wings, lands on the beach and knocks out a couple of fish people, maybe dives under the water and grabs some extra supplies and stuff from the boat for everybody, whatever. I mean, she hangs out having a great time as a dragon. And when she finally turns back to an orc, she will pat Brucus on the shoulder and say, "All right, I'm not going to kick your ass."
Nice. Excellent. And Handy Savage.
Andy Salvage is very happy that he has been able to rescue that girl, and he says,
Oh yeah, we're the Intercontinental Champion of adventuring and rescuing, man. We only get to live once, and Poncho Man Handy Salvage is gonna rule. We're gonna travel the world and rescue a bunch of little children and get all the treasures from all the grateful folks. That's what I'm talking about, man. But before that, I'm gonna use my wealth to buy myself a new poncho. Because Poncho Man, Handy Salvage, ain't gonna be a Poncho Man without no poncho. Oh yeah.
That's true. You lost the punch, I guess,
Yeah.
to the hag. Okay. Yesh, the dragon born.
So Gesh would kneel down to the little girl and take her hand and put it in his big clawed hands. And he says, kind of looks at her with his yellowish eyes. And he says, never be so quick to sacrifice yourself. This one told you we would take the nightmares away. And he just kind of reaches up and pats her on the shoulder. And then stands up and turns. And as he goes to stand beside the dwarf, he kind of reaches over and doesn't pat her on the head, but just kind of pats her on the shoulder and says, at least, kind of looks back at the other group. He goes, at least two of them have some use. And then he goes, this one is hungry. And that is how it ends for Gesh.
Nice. Just the way it started. Hungry.
This one is hungry.
How about Brucus?
He goes back eventually to the forest where he lives, him and Rudolph. And you see him a few years later, his beard and hair's turned white. And he's looking along the side of his, outside of his cabin there. And you see standing up alongside the cabin of all these other staffs he's made. And he goes, "Oh, Rudolph, it is time. It is time for us to take on a new form and do something new before the end of time. I've made you some friends here. Welcome, Dasher. Welcome, Dancer. Welcome, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donder, and Blitzen. We are going to bring in the new year the right way." That is the end of the story for our druid.
Nice.
That's great.
Excellent. He takes on a new persona for all time. So thanks, guys. That was really fun. That was a 5e hardcore mode. I think there's a few hiccups, but we made through them pretty good. And I thought it was a pretty fun little system. Pretty cool adventure that comes with it. So if anybody is watching this and buys this, you get that adventure with it. Pretty cool little scenario. And I thought the rules were it worked pretty well. Yeah. There's definitely things that weren't covered that we need to figure out, but I'd probably try it again. In any case, that's it for tonight. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do.
It's not what he wants to do.
I almost